Well, hello, welcome to the racecourse, welcome to Wrexham. I'm Mark Griffiths. I'll be joined soon by Andy Morrell and Mia Roberts. They're still on pitch side if you want to watch them as they chat to Chris Malaband about this game on Wrexham's YouTube channel. Sorry for the late start. Ironically, somebody tried to do an act of kindness and gave my microphone, believe it or not. Oh, hang on. Right, take two. Sorry about that, everybody. A bit of interference then on the line. I've had a weird start to the day because an act of generosity from the reporter next to me, he gave my microphone to somebody else. So I've just spent 5 minutes locating and plugging it in, and it sounds like those little sound issues that came with it are pretty much sorted. We're able now to focus on the game, and Mia and Andy are here with me as well. I'm delighted to say so. We'll be able to have a look at those teams together. Wrexham unchanged. No surprise about that. I think it's fair to say. The only alteration is a good one, adding to our squad depth. Callum Burton is back on the bench, and that's fantastic to see. He was thought to be out for the season, but he has been playing for the reserves, and he's able to take his place as the teams come out on this unseasonably sunny and unreasonably early start. Wrexham then unchanged. Arthur Okonkwo in goal. Across the back, Lewis Brunt, Owen O'Connell and Max Cleworth. The wing-backs, Ryan Longman and James McLean. Ollie Rathbone, George Dobson and Matty James. In the centre of midfield, Jay Rodriguez and Sam Smith up front. Alongside Burton on the bench, we have Dan Scarr, Ryan Barnett, Owen O'Connor, Tom O'Connor, Elliot Lee, Stephen Fletcher and Jack Marriott. I think it's reasonable to say no surprise that we're not altering the side at this point in the season, and with the side going for it in the running.
Yep, no surprise at all. I said a few weeks ago, I think this will be the side now that is the one we see pretty much week in, week out till the end of the season, barring any suspensions, injuries, which obviously we hope we don't have. But this is the one that's getting the points in the bag, so don't change it. Don't change what's not broken. But yeah, should be a really good battle today. I think Burton will be well up for it. Obviously, it's just got that sniff of survival with a game in hand on Bristol Rovers, who've got a similar tough run-in to Burton themselves, but got a great win last week, or on Tuesday, against Leyton Orient, a side who we failed to beat this season. So yeah, it should be an absolutely brilliant match.
Yeah, just speaking to Gary Bowyer before, he said it's pretty much a free hit for him today. He can go for it, not expected to do anything here. I think this is the wary one. This is the one that we have to be bang up for, because they are good away from home. They've got good form. They're about mid-table with away form. So if we're not right at it from the start, and I believe we go and press them, go and put them under pressure, deal with those first balls, we're going to have to start the game right.
Yeah, absolutely. The pattern with Burton in the last 2 games, as Bowyer has said after the matches, they've started poorly and gone behind, and then they've done ever so well and shown real spirit since then. At Stockport, after going behind, they dominated at Edgeley Park, and that's, I think, something that you really need to take into account when you consider what they're like. And then, as Mia said, they then bounced back and beat Orient, which is no mean feat, despite losing their captain Ryan Sweeney, and he is the one change from that side. Max Crocombe in goal. They have a back three. Udoka Godwin-Malife and Jason Straha will be joined by Jack Armour, who came on to replace Sweeney. The wing-backs, Kyron Lofthouse on the right, Owen Dodgson on the left, Keggs Chalk and Charlie Webster in the middle. JJ McKiernan will play behind the 2 strikers, Julian Larson and Roman Burrell, as we are about to get things underway. Anthony Ford on the bench for them. James Jones and Yondade Badrazan both unfit. As we get things underway, Wrexham kicking towards the 4th wall. Beautiful sight here, lovely sunny day. Rodriguez chests it down well. Wrexham fighting for that second ball. And the free kick goes against us. But yeah, Sweeney got injured, bravely sticking his head in to save a certain second goal for Orients, which would have made it 2-0. He had to go to hospital. And Bowyer said that at half-time he didn't need to inspire his team because the right wing-back, Kyron Lofthouse, went in and just lectured the ball and said, look what the skipper's just done, putting his body on the line. We've got to make sure that it wasn't in vain, and they put in a hell of a second-half performance.
Yeah, it's a big blow for him. No Ryan Sweeney, though. He's a real important figure in that back line. And he's got a good little diag on him as well going forward for them. There's a bit of an out ball too, so it's a big blow for him. I think he actually deemed himself fit, but I'm guessing he didn't pass concussion protocols, which is obviously in there for a reason, for his safety.
McKeenan had to have a spell of treatment then after that challenge, but Burton restart, go long, win a throw, 30 yards out, right-hand side. Godwin Malife steps up to take it. Lots of movement around the corner of the box as he weighs up his options, gets the ball back from Chalk, and now Keggs Chalk has to just nudge it back. Sraha, massive centre-back, feeds it wide, and the ball over the top's a good idea. McKeenan can't get there, Okonkwo's there, but running into the channels there between the centre-backs, showing what they're all about. It was a good run from deep by McKeenan.
Yeah, well, they're a similar setup to Cambridge on Tuesday night, with one just in the pocket behind the front two. It's going to be really key to make sure that we pick them up. On Tuesday we had a couple of instances, didn't we, when we got turned down the sides and didn't pick up the man going into the box.
As Longman is challenged, no foul, and Burton looking to get away in their own half. Webster has to go backwards, ball driven long once more. O'Connell underneath it wins a powerful header. And now Wrexham in midfield through Dobson, who drills it down the flank. Longman tries to knock it inside, and Rodriguez scraps and wins a throw-in. Off Sraha, who's playing in the centre of the three, stepping in for Sweeney. Remember him playing at Burton in a really windswept match. He was a really big unit, he is.
Yeah, it was. That day was, the roofs were coming off with the wind. But we managed to score from a corner, Elliot Lee, and take the 3 points. And pretty much a couple of games later, manager... Interesting.
Jay Rodriguez tries a cheeky one from a good 25 yards, a snapshot. He was quite wide as well. Just trying to catch the goalkeeper Crocombe off guard. Yeah, it was a horrible day.
There's all sorts of ways as well, wasn't it? But getting there was a problem, wasn't it? Because trees were over, buildings were over, roofs were on the road. Carnage.
Yeah. Well, this side of Crewe, it was just a nightmare. The other side was okay. Everyone here was thinking, why is that game on? But yeah, it was okay once you got a bit closer. As Connell wins a header, Rodriguez making a loose ball, and Rathbone is caught late there by Godwin Malife. Free kick on the halfway line, left-hand side for Wrexham. And the two managers are having a bit of an argument straight away. So free kick, Rathbone quickly back to Brunt. And Wrexham looking to get a bit of possession and force Burton back. It's Cleworth working it wide. He's gone on and he's been picked out nicely. Unlucky, the touch was a difficult one for him to take as Longman popped it inside and it just bounced off him, and it's a goal kick. Promising link-up though.
Yeah, we've had so much joy from those either side of O'Connell when they push forward. Max Cleworth, we've seen him doing it a lot in recent weeks. He's so good at that. Usually just doesn't quite get that touch into him. It's a difficult one to control. Comes at him with a fair bit of pace from Longman, but I thought Longman again, if we can get him really involved in today, I thought he was brilliant on Tuesday night. Really good going forward, putting some really good crosses.
Well, we've got two wingers that are just out and out 1v1. First thought is, I'm going at him 1v1. I'm going to try and get my cross in, and I'm sure that's the word from the manager is like, just get at him. I don't want you to come back at all. I want you to go for them.
Well, long one's well there in deep, finds Dobson, feeds it down the line. Smith looked a bit offside to me, but his flag stays down. He plays it back, cross comes in, and McLean gets first contact, heads it across the box. No one can get onto it, and it's cleared. Wrexham have it again though. Not for long. O'Connell's header forwards picked out by McKean, and great tackle back that though on the right side by Dobson. Wrexham starting to get their teeth into this game as Crocombe goes long once more. O'Connell again does well as he's rather jumped into by Larson. Free throw-in goes Burton's way in the halfway line. Maybe Larson went in for that. He's going to test O'Connell in the air. Throw-in taken short. Webster pops it back. It's not the best ball inside, but Godwin Malife brings it down nicely and then stumbles, and Rathbone's there. Godwin Malife seemed to use his hands to force the ball wide. The ref was on the blind side, to be fair, and didn't get any help from the linesman. The linesman on their half was on the blind side as well. To be fair, as the fans asking for it more than Wrexham, but Wrexham's starting to build a bit of pressure now than Burton. Brunt on the halfway line. O'Connell carries it into the centre circle, plays a typical diagonal looking for McLean. It's under hit it though. It's headed away, but Wrexham get to the seconds high up the pitch. And Matty James brings it down, brings Brunt into it. Brunt accelerates, gets past Larson, cuts inside, squares it to Rathbone. Good take, finds Rodriguez between the lines. Great move this. He hits the shot, good block that by Sraha. Hits it from 20 yards, powerfully. 2 goals already, a goal by Rodriguez. And the noise goes up as James switches it to right. Cleworth gets a great return ball by Longman. Down the back of the defence, terrific saving tackle to deny him. Wrexham with a throw by the corner. Oh, it's come off a Wrexham player last. But actually, what a great spell of pressure that was.
Yeah, nice little passage of play. Goes into the feet of Rodriguez on the half turn. He just tries to open his body up and feed it into that far corner, but a good block. Then a lovely little 1-2 for Cleworth, but Morrell does so well to get back and make the tackle as he was just about to put it in the box.
Throw to Burton then. 10 yards out from their own corner flag on the left. Wrexham boxing them in. It's thrown down the line and headed comfortably back to the edge of the Burton area by Cleworth. It goes out again and Wrexham win the ball back 30 yards out. It's crowded in there. Matty James looks to turn the defence and there's a great run, typical run by Smith. Sraha has to keep it in and Wrexham have it 25 yards out, looking for Smith, and Rodriguez can't quite pick him out, but we're looking to move that ball around quickly in those crowded areas, and we're looking pretty good early on the way we're passing so snappily.
Yeah, he started really bright, really nice to see. Just a few where maybe just Smith, maybe then a little bit on his heels. Not the best pass from Rodriguez in all fairness, but looking to move that ball quickly.
The sun in the player's eyes. Matty James manages to get the first touch. Webster hooking it back over his shoulder. A high ball, which Burrell chases for wins, but McLean, good interception by him and good scrapping by Rathbone with 2 men on him. Finds Cleworth now. He looks for Smith on the halfway line. He's such a good outlet, Smith. Rathbone back to O'Connell. Burton drop off into their mid-block. And O'Connell squares it in the end. Matty James takes over. Good ball into Rathbone in the half space on the left-hand side. And he and Brunt combine. Bright movements and passing from Wrexham early on.
Well, those positions that Rathbone's been taking up and Rodriguez has been taking up, we started that like that at Cambridge, but then we just stopped getting the ball to them.
Here's McLean, found by James, crossing the far post. Longman's unlucky, wins the header. Goal kick. It was a good ball by James to pick McLean out early. Good ball into the far post, and Longman did well to win the header, but yeah, jumping, trying to beat his man, couldn't get enough leverage on it. Wrexham into the corner, goal kick given.
Yeah, but as soon as James McLean gets on that ball, you know, his head goes down, you know that ball's going into the box, and it's with good quality as well. Just Ryan Longman can't quite get the connection he would have wanted to, but good to see Wrexham making chances early on.
And we've spoke about wing back to wing back, haven't we, before? It was Barnett to McLean for a couple of goals early this season. Same thing, they've got to be an attacking threat.
Reece Hall-Johnson and Jamie Record, good times. Wrexham with a throw, Smith laying it off. Wrexham continuing to come forwards. Looked like it could have been a foul by Chalk on Rodriguez, and the ball drops loose. Oh, now that's a foul on Dobson by Webster. It's a late challenge, and the referee has got a decision to make here, whether he shows an early card. Dobson stayed down. Man, I feel he's going for the ball. The crowd is shouting off. I don't think it's a red, although Wrexham is certainly unhappy, and the Burton players are starting to get involved now. Maybe they're a bit concerned. Webster certainly went in on the stretch. It's a red! Burton down to 10 men in the 10th minute. I mean, Dobson looks hurt, and he's not a bloke who stays down very often. But Webster sent off. And Wrexham get a man advantage straight away.
Yeah, and he delayed, didn't he, pulling that card out. I think that put a little bit of element of doubt in my mind whether the fact he was going to use that red, but just waiting to see it back properly. He definitely caught him late. I think his studs must have been up.
I think that's the one, because we're right behind it here, so Webster's body is hiding where and how high and how late his foot was.
Yeah, it was getting the replay now. And yeah, he's just come through his ankle with his studs, hasn't he? Yeah.
It is high. It's right down the middle of his calf with that leading foot. Referee's right on it, to be fair to him. Yeah, it doesn't look pretty, does it?
The angle from behind the cop, he's hit him higher than I thought when they showed on the other side.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's taken him halfway up his calf. That's a red card.
I don't think there's any malice in it. I don't think he's gone to dun him and he's gone to get the ball, but if he nicks it ahead of you, you're then running the risk of toe up, foot's out, studs up. You're running the risk right in front of the referee.
Yeah, well done, ref. I think good decision. He was very high, wasn't he? Saw one in the Merseyside derby on Wednesday, which was just ridiculous. How that one wasn't a red. But I'll keep quiet on that one.
Well, Webster looks really gutted. He's gone down a tunnel now. And I agree. I do think he's trying to get the ball, but the fact of the matter is the ref's done really well there, because so often in a game they'll give a yellow. But he's caught him with his studs hard halfway up his calf, and the ref's, like you said, Andy, he's done well. He's bought himself a little bit of time, and he's thought, yeah, everything I saw was a red, wasn't it? I better give one.
You can also tell from the reaction of the other players around it. You know, they're straight around it, making sure one player's all right, and two, that it's an incident that the ref needs to have a little look at. Dobson's still getting treatment from it as well, so Dobson was quick to the little free ball, did get a little toe to it, and then as it comes through, the foot the studs are up. If he nicks it, nicks it with the studs, then he probably gets away with it, but he doesn't get any of the ball.
George Dobson's so alive to it, isn't he? He sees that ball, it's just sort of a bit messy in the little passage before, and then just gets there before. I don't think Charlie Webster's anticipating Dobson to be there, is he, at all, really? So that doesn't help him, but massive blow for Burton early on as well. Charlie Webster been a really important player for them.
He's still getting treated. At least he's sitting up rather than flat on his back in pain. And he's getting up unaided, so hopefully he's all right to carry on. He seems to be walking okay. The Burton fans booing him, but I think it's fair to say if they saw the replays we've been seeing, they'd probably understand why he got so much treatment. It was a forceful challenge as well. So he, of course, will have to stay off the pitch for 30 seconds. Yeah, 10 against 10 for the moment.
Yeah, sorry, Matt. We know he's had an issue with one of the ankles. I'm not sure whether that's the same one that they're having a look at now, but hopefully it's not, because he's been such an important player for us, hasn't he, in these last few games in particular.
He looks like he wants to come straight back on once he's allowed to. The fourth official's looking at his watch. McLean feeds a free kick down the side. That's a lovely idea. Rodriguez drills it in. Good block that from a tight angle. Rodriguez is looking lively early on. Hit it well. Now it's the last defender, Longman, doing well. He's got rid of it. McLean then catches his man. The Burton bench are up. It's a free kick on the halfway line, and not a yellow. I got to be honest, I thought that was a cast iron yellow, especially having just showed a red to the other side. And I understand why Burton are complaining to the ref, but he doesn't seem to be interested.
Yeah, well, he's beaten him, hasn't he? He's read it really well, McKiernan. McLean just not quite anticipating that header. Thinks he's probably got a few more seconds than he does. But I agree, I think that probably should be a yellow. Because it's Longman, I think, was the only man back in a red shirt for Wrexham.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Bowyer's remonstrating with the fourth official to say, well, how on earth is that? He was also having a word with Kevin Mulholland, the physio, saying he's all right, isn't he? No problem with Dobson. And didn't catch him, and Kev was saying, "Come over, have a little look." You know, he's got half his studs in his thigh, in his quad.
But he's still having a go at the fourth official. Here's the free kick. Dobson is back on the pitch, headed towards goal. Easy take for a Okonkwo. Like I said, is absolutely enormous. Won the header cleanly enough. The crowd wants an early delivery. To be fair, Burton had a couple of players picking up Smith, and Smith wasn't making a run. He was just waiting for the ball to come into play. as Dobson feeds over the top. Straha reads that as Smith gets in behind him. Wrexham putting pressure on the edge of the box though, and forcing a clearance which McLean will intercept on the left, brings it down nicely back to the halfway line. Tidy play, the fans appreciated that, and they're appreciating the start as Wrexham now against 10 men, looking to get the rhythm going again. It is, of course, the 15th minute, and you may have seen that it will be a minute's applause during the 15th minute, because sadly a die-hard Wrexham fan, Daniel Reynolds, lost his long battle against illness. He's 38 years old and a real fan of the club, and this is our tribute to him. Longman gets a good cross in, Straha volleys it clear, and in the end the ball will be cleared long and left-footed by Armour to the halfway line. A little slip by McKeon allows Wrexham to pick the ball up again, and Burton are having to sit very, very deep now. Ball between the lines despite sitting so deep. Rathbone finds space, pulls it back. Matty James drills it from distance, pulls it wide. But just got to keep this tempo up, I think, really, because we're getting at them.
Absolutely. Same intensity as we had from the start, regardless of 10 or 11 men, but keep moving the ball as well, because it might not be the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes that we do score, but you're going to tire them out. Just keep moving the ball side to side. We've done it quite a few times already. We've looked quite comfortable in possession. We've done really well. Now then, when you do get the opportunity as well, make sure that final ball is bang on.
Bowyer's still going on at the fourth official. He just stopped now. He's clearly talking about the McLean decision. But don't get me wrong, it was yellow for me. But the way he's gesticulating into the fourth official's face, he needs to be a bit careful, I think. As now here's Brunt driving forwards. Burton allow him to. Finds McLean, who cuts inside. Good tackle in midfield by Chalk, who's now put under pressure by Brunt, and Wrexham press. Lofthouse gets away from McLean, drives it, hits Brunt's hand, it seems. Nothing given. Bowyer's on one again, possibly with some justification. Dobson in the middle of the pitch feeds it on. It's back 25 yards out onto his left foot, pulls it square. Matty James. Burton will get everyone back. Bar Burrell, who's now on his own up front as Larson's dropped into midfield on a permanent basis. Wrexham continue to build. Lovely ball out wide by Dobson. McLean offside. He maybe didn't expect the ball to come into him then, quite frankly, but it was a nice ball out to him by Dobson.
We've just got to be careful not to force it, though. You know, you can keep the ball, keep it moving, keep moving these Burton defenders. Don't be too eager to try something off the cuff. Just keep the ball, and then you'll get your moment, because somebody will switch off.
Yeah, there's a long time left in this match, and Burton already down to 10 men. Free kick.
And you've seen already since the sending off, Max Cleworth stepping in, Brunt stepping in. They've got the licence to go and step in and join in attacks now, because you should have 2 for 1 at the back. Burton sort of gone to a 5 at the back, 2 or 3 in front, and then just Morrell on his own up top to try and get something.
On the right hand side here is Cleworth, and exactly that. Longman pops it into midfield. Dobson in the middle of the pitch feeds it over the top. It's a nice idea, and it's headed out by Dodson for a throw to Wrexham by the corner flag. On Arse Wrexham, the Messi coder says they love seeing so many people waking up at 4:30 a.m. That's what it is, Western time, isn't it, for the game today? That's dedication. Arse Wrexham, you rock stars. Throw in taken. Dobson back to Longman, and Wrexham building patiently on the right hand side. Matty James. There's again Burton with all bar Burrell behind the ball. Lever the edge of the area. Longman takes to his man, gets across it. Smith dummies it. It'll carry out to the edge of the area. Rathbone does well to keep it there. And now he can turn around, and Smith's making another little run. But as Andy said, Wrexham needs to be patient here, and are being patient. James feeds it back out. Longman's just beaten Dodson and got a cross in, and he's got him isolated, and he delivers to the far post. McLean gets up, heads it down to the edge of the box. Rathbone drives it over the bar. He just had to stretch to hit it as it bounced up, and he couldn't keep on top of it. But good work by Longman and McLean again. That wing back to wing back interplay.
Yeah, absolutely. And as it falls, it just doesn't come down quite as he wants to as he's coming onto it. It just sits up and Larsson puts good pressure on him, so he has to take it a bit earlier, and hence why he hits the bottom of the ball and it goes up. If he has a fraction more of a second to wait, he can wait for it to come down and hit.
The fans aren't happy as the keeper sets up the goal kick and then leaves it for a defender. But they did play it pretty quickly once the crowd started complaining. I think Burton may already be getting a bit of a persecution complex because the red card's correct, but teams don't like seeing red cards. And also the yellow for McLean and the handball by Brunt did look like decisions should have gone their way. Here's Burrow bringing it forwards. Lofthouse cutting in, gets beyond Brunt, but McLean had covered inside. Rathbone with a good challenge, wins the ball back. Again, Burton not happy. The pass out wide isn't accurate though. Throw into Burton, 10 yards short of the halfway line. Left-hand side.
Yeah, a bit of a chance that to just counter on Burton, who forced a little attack. Might not see many of them in this game, so Wrexham just got to make sure they're sharp and alive to them when they do come. But just forced it a little bit. We just keep hold of that ball. There's really no rush in this game now with that extra man advantage.
Yeah, patience, definitely a virtue in these sort of situations. Speaking of which, the guy next to me who, as I said, generously gave my microphone to somebody else. He was trying to be helpful. Is now eating a delicious smelling chicken balti pie, and I've got.
Is that where the waft came from?
Yeah,
there, I just smelt something.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've managed to mistime my run to the press room to get a pie, so I'm running on an empty petrol can here, a tank.
Well, I went early on the pie. A very nice steak pie it was, but I've got half of it on my fingers and half of it down my chin. So.
Oh, don't rub it in. Here come Wrexham again, building from deep. Cleworth. Oh, heavy little touch there. Has given it away, and it's prodded down the line by McKiernan. Return ball is a good one, and Cleworth tracks back brilliantly to get a tackle in, and then gets up and manages to clear before Dodgson can get there. And Burton have it on the halfway line. It's Godwin Malife playing the ball in, and McLean in the end smashes the ball off his man for the throw-in after Brunt tried to nip in on the interception and got half-turned. Throw to Wrexham.
I think Phil Parkinson was just gesticulating to Dobson. Is he okay? Go down if you're not. Certainly got players on the bench that can come on if Dobson's not 100%.
Here come Wrexham again. Rathbone halfway line over the top. That's too much on that. Straight through to the keeper, Crocombe. The crowd needs to be patient as well. They're groaning about that pass. It was a poor pass, yeah, but you know, just because they're down to 10 men doesn't mean they stop having that fighting spirit, which has seen them so well lately.
Well, that first 15 minutes as well, I've not seen Jay Rodriguez touch the ball as much. You know, he was really involved in play. They were using him. He was dropping in. Phil Parkinson actually spoke to us about it in Matchday Live, was saying that it's really important that our two 10s get on the ball.
That's nice. Brunt volleying it to McLean. Nice first time pass inside, and Rathbone holding off pressure, and Wrexham again have their midfield high up the pitch. James finding Rathbone on the left. McLean is available, but Rathbone chaps back. James on the corner. Rodriguez getting involved again. And now here is Cleworth. Quickly out to the right. Longman's got lots of bodies to aim for. Drills it in. Dodgson gets a good block in it. Took it in the midriff, shall we say. And he's gone down in a heap. Through to Wrexham by the corner flag. Wrexham fans are shouting cheat at Dodgson, but I think, to be fair, he just couldn't dodge, son. I'm sorry. I apologise for that. That was shameful, wasn't it? Oh, I've just managed to have a look down just as the replay came up, and yeah, that looked like him caught him where he doesn't want to be caught. Oh dear, yes. Oh, let's change the subject quickly. Poor guy. At least it's not cold. Got a lot of people talking again about how they're up at 4:30 on the west coast in the States.
Well played.
Absolutely unbelievable, that, isn't it?
Morning. It's a beautiful day here. It's probably dark where you are.
Yes, absolutely. Big Len does say good morning, Borodar, up before that lazy sun. Absolutely. Stars, eh? You can't rely on them. Right, so he's recovered. And Wrexham take the throw. Longman back to Cleworth, 35 yards out. Matty James, who's going to be so important now in this game, controlling the middle of the pitch as Burton drop deep, spreads it. Burton bench telling their midfield to try and step up and put pressure on the ball, so Wrexham don't have time to measure that ball into the strikers. It's rolled in nicely by Cleworth. Dobson tries a dummy. Cute idea. Straha read it though. Blasts it away. And O'Connell under pressure from Burrell. Good work by the lone striker. Has got to put it out for a throw on the halfway line.
Yeah, better from Wrexham though. Just doing those shorter passes rather than going for that longer direct one. Dobson, nice little dummy. Smith just behind him, just a little bit on his heels again. I think he might have been offside if it had reached his feet anyway. But nice idea from Wrexham.
And now it's Lofthouse on the right. Burton go long in the end, Godwin Malife, but O'Connell reads that well, nods it wide. McLean tries to turn out and can't keep it in. Throwing goes Burton's way. Sarcastic cheers from the Burton fans. Gary Bowyer sees this as an opportunity to have another go at the fourth official. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Why would you be a fourth official?
Oh, yeah.
Especially with those two managers there. Oh, my days, your ears would be ringing tonight.
Throw in taken, Chalk feeds it backwards, and Straha will go all the way back to Crocombe. Armour is available. Crocombe wants to go long instead, and then decides he will use Armour once Armour's back out wide. Wrexham have committed 3 players up the pitch to force Crocombe to go long, and it's not the best kick by him. Longman backpedals, neds it forwards. Dobson finds Longman, does well to keep the ball in, and now again Wrexham can start from deep. Dobson squares it. Brunt in space on the left-hand side. Larson comes to meet him, but Wrexham are moving it around nicely, making the Burton players chase the balls, having to take their turn to step out as Wrexham shift it quickly. Brunt's got it 30 yards out now. Square again. Matty James once more is the fulcrum, working it over to the right-hand side. Longman, another chance to win it. Dodson goes on his left foot this time, drills a shot, which is blocked well, and it'll fall for Lofthouse. Smith chasing back, puts him under pressure. Free kick given. I think he's probably got to give that free kick, although to be fair to Smith, he's more leaning into Lofthouse. Lofthouse stays down.
Yeah, I didn't think there was too much in it, really.
Yeah.
Just chasing back. I think Smith gives a little bit of a lean on him maybe, and he plays for it definitely, but there wasn't too much in it. I think, like I say, does the ref have to give it, because otherwise Gary Bowyer's going to explode down there with pure rage.
Yeah, I think Lofthouse maybe being a little bit cute, like you said. He takes responsibility in the changing room, and yeah, he doesn't need treatment. But yeah, taking a bit of time out the first half, not the worst thing for Burton, let's be honest.
We did fall on the ball as well, I think, which was a bit uncomfortable, I suppose. But I remember Lofthouse from Woking got sent off against us, and he was very, very good for the first 15-20 minutes that day. Wonder where he had ended up. He ended up at Barnsley, I think, and then has come here, and Gary Bowyer really praising him. Yeah,
he's done well stepping up to the Football League. Always looked good, I thought, against us in the National League. As we're back to that pattern now of attack against defence. Burton have been organised, but again, Longman's got a chance to go at Dodson, who does well to get a foot in and knock the ball from him, and then flicks it backheeled between Longman's legs. Burton have to work hard still to get it clear, but they do. O'Connell volleys it straight back in there. It's an awkward one, which is taken well in the middle of the pitch by Dobson. Seems to be moving freely enough. O'Connell now to Cleworth. Longman feeding it. He won't get to that goal kick. They're digging in well, Burton. The distances are good. They're very compact. But we're moving it around nicely around them. We keep getting Longman isolated against Dodson, and I can't help feeling that is not something that Burton should be allowing too often.
No, but Dodson, like you say, has dealt with him really well so far. But yeah, Longman, if he can pull out what he did on Tuesday night, some of the skills he was pulling out of his locker were very impressive, and he was beating his man pretty much every time that night. So if he can get to that form again today, we should have some joy down that side.
Cleworth lays the ball off. Dobson carries it forwards. Cleworth has gone beyond him. Dobson carries it far as he can and then nicks it back outside to Cleworth, and as Burton tracked that run, there's a bit of space in the middle of the pitch. Matty James back to Cleworth. Longman available, receives it 35 yards out. Wrexham again just looking to manipulate Burton, who are working hard, taking their turn, stepping out to put pressure on their man. A little bit of space for Brunt on the left now. McLean's with him. Brunt inside again. They found space by going wide. James dinks the ball in, looking for Smith, who wins the header well. McLean hits it, cleared for in front of the goalkeeper. Smith must be offside, surely. Yeah, flag goes up. But that was a defender standing right in front of the keeper, managed to hack it away. McLean struck it well, but maybe not as powerfully as he wanted to.
Yeah, again, I don't know whether some Wrexham players a little bit on their heels for that Smith flick. I don't know whether they think he's going to go for goal, but he does really well, heads it back into that danger area. Then McLean can't just get that contact that he would have liked to properly. But it's a decent effort. But again, another very good chance for Wrexham.
Yeah, it's just on in between his feet, isn't it? It's not on his left. If we've got a right footer coming onto that, I think he goes for it. And he just bounces ahead of him, so he can't take it on the half volley. He's just got to let it rise up a little bit. Doesn't get a great contact on it, but good block.
Yeah, Straha did well to be there. But like I say, he's just stretching on his wrong foot. Fletcher is coming back in, just took his tabard off, and it looks like we're going to see an early intervention from Stephen Fletcher. Good foot in by Wrexham to win it back. O'Connell it was, with a tackle on the edge of the box on Rathbone. And a good hard tackle wins it back for Burton. Ball around the back of the fence. Burrell turns neatly. Brunt scrapping for it. Ball played in a danger area. Matty James, important foot in. Pressure continues. Godwin Malife breaks forwards. He's run into a cul-de-sac and he's done brilliantly to get out of it and feed it backwards. It's dinked into the box by Chalk on the hit. Brunt's got rid of it and he's angry with Rodriguez that he wasn't alert to pick the ball up. Burton have it again, switching to the left. First spell of pressure they've managed really since the red card, and it's a good surge forwards by Dodson, who comes inside, gets the edge of the area. Oh, and that looked like a good tackle, I thought, by Rathbone. The referee has booked him and given the free kick in a shooting position. Well, I want to see that again. Yeah. Great run, but did he get the ball?
No, he does really well, doesn't he, Dodson? Just a really good little bit of pressure from Burton. And yeah, I thought Rathbone did get the ball, but I can't see from that angle really. But I thought he won it. I think he does too. Very surprised to get the yellow.
Yeah, I'm biased, but it looked like he did well to get that extra little half step in, get his foot in around the back of the ball and win it. Now here comes Fletcher. Now, is it because Dobson's hurt, or is it just a tactical move?
Or Rodriguez.
Well, he must have picked up a knock then. Maybe that explains why he couldn't pick up the loose ball. So Fletcher comes on. And I think it's reasonable to say we may look to use him in the box, create a bit of disruption, gives a different issue. Fletcher, first job will be to go back and be in the wall, because this is a real shooting position. It's a controversial decision, but Burton have a chance to have a shot now. The wall is back. We've got, well, how far else is it? 25 yards or so, just left of the D. Okonkwo crouches behind his wall, trying to get a good sight of the ball. And the Burton fans making good noise. Now then, can they pull off a smash and grab? 35th minute. Ref gives the go ahead. Driven powerfully into the wall. The ball ricochets out. It'll come back in again as Lofthouse has it. Pulls it back to Godwin Malife. Good cross in, and the first touch is good, and Concord does brilliantly to come out and snatch the ball. It was a nasty ball in, and Larson got the first touch. Concord so quick off his line to save it at his feet.
That's exactly what you want your goalkeeper to do there. Be brave, come out, kill all sort of chance for him to get a shot off in there. It was a really nice cross, wasn't it, from Godwin Malife? And Arthur's alive to it, and our defence maybe switches off a little bit.
Yeah, great ball then. And great take on the stretch by Larson, but Okonkwo was so alert. Here now is Cleworth. Feeding out wide to the right-hand side. He goes for the return ball, doesn't get it. Eventually it is lifted over as he continues to run. He took it well, and he wins a corner, does he? No. Goal kick. So Fletcher on for Rodriguez. Interesting one. You got to assume at this early point in the game Rodriguez has picked up a knock, surely. But Fletcher, I could not wonder when you said about checking how Dobson was. You know, he doesn't want to bring Dobson off early, but having someone like Fletcher on as well might have been tempting in this situation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But it must be an injury, I would have thought, especially the way Rodriguez had started the game.
Yeah. Ball's loose in the centre circle. Rathbone is the devourer of loose balls and picks it up nicely. Helps it on to Longman. Wrexham looking to build from the back once more. O'Connell feeds it on. Again, the crowd a bit impatient. Fletcher drops deep, works it wide. McLean back into the middle of the pitch. Matty James allowed a bit of time. Rathbone wants it round the corner. James draws players to him and feeds it backwards, and that's created space for Brunt. Crowd frustrated with James, but he's just pulled a hole in Burton's midfield there. Gets it back, chips it in, and, well, the ball goes behind. Fletcher thinks he was tripped in the box. He went down spectacularly. The ref says no.
Well, I think it's a pull on the shirt that he's claiming. I think it possibly was a little pull, but nothing to probably enough to drop you to the floor as it did.
No, I think if the ball's better, he stays on his feet and gets on the end of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, takes a risk, doesn't he, the Burton defender, but gets away with it.
Yeah, Godwin Malife stepped on as Wrexham tried to go over the top. Matty James looking for Longman. That's a hell of the ball. The backspin keeps it in. He's got dodged and isolated again now by the corner flag. Goes inside, then outside. Chips it in to the far post. Nodded on by Fletcher. Smith back to goal for once. Couldn't take it. The massive Straha leaning on him. Brunt squares it. Matty James helps it on. Cleworth's got Longman outside. Finds him. Space inside for Dobson. Little give and go by Longman. Return pass. Longman again. On the flank, delivers to the far post. Fletcher won't get to that though. It's a goal kick, but again, snappy, intense pressure from Wrexham.
Yeah, just that first ball in from Longman just wouldn't sit, would it? I thought Smith was going to take it on. Just sort of lands in front of him. I thought he could just maybe spin and get connection, but just wouldn't land in Wrexham's favour. But again, does really well, doesn't he, out wide to get that ball into the box. And then the second one, James McLean's come in, so he's just not in that usual back post position.
It's a great ball by James, wasn't it, as well, over the top for Longman. It's like a nice 7-iron, wasn't it, into the green with a bit of check spin on it.
Here is James again, receiving it from Okonkwo and driving to the halfway line. McLean is out wide on one side, Longman on the other, trying to stretch this 5-man defensive unit out. Burton down to 10, but defending with great organisation. Wrexham working hard to try and break them down. McLean has got Brunt outside. Rathbone takes over. Squares it on. Matty James. Cleworth is available to the right. James looks for Rathbone. Good ball to the edge of the area. An acute idea by Fletcher. Nearly popped it off for the run of Smith. Intercepted well though. Fair play. The three centre-backs are doing really well for Burton, aren't they?
They're so narrow. There's very, very little space. That's why we want to go wide and get the crosses in. But those three are really marshalling that middle pitch. Smith's getting very little room to manoeuvre. That's why you've got to keep the ball moving. If you keep it moving from side to side, those gaps will have to open up a little bit. Then you might get the chance to go in through them.
Nice little run by Rathbone. Opened up space in midfield and allowed James to find Brunt. But Brunt looks to feed the ball to the edge of the box, which is inaccurate. The crowd getting a little bit impatient, like I said, but I just sort of think, trust the process, trust Matty James. He's moving the ball around, he's manipulating, we're drawing players to us so we can play the ball into the gaps they've left in behind them. There's no need to rush. There's still a good chunk of this game left. Oh, as Dobson makes a mistake there now. McKeon, edge of the area. What a tackle by Dobson. Really beautifully judged. And now it's Longman through the middle, driving forwards. Matty James. Again, the crowd frustrated. He could have helped her onto Brunt. Instead, he finds Cleworth, and here's James again in the middle of the pitch, helping it quickly onto Rathbone. Brunt is outside him. Brunt now onto McLean. McLean taking on Lofthouse. On his right foot, Lofthouse reads it well, gets the block.
I think Brunt's got to go. When he passes it to McLean, he's got to add the overlap in there, which will take the defender back. Then Rathbone might be able to get into a little bit of space off the back of it.
Good ball by James at the edge of the box. Passes charged down. Rathbone gets a shot in and fouled by Godwin Malife. I would argue, although Rathbone's not complaining. It's that weird unwritten law in football, which I genuinely don't understand. Get a shot in. It's okay if someone arrives late and classes you. But that's a foul, surely. Anyway, I don't know. He couldn't keep the shot down because he was being kicked, I would argue. But
well, I think this possibly is a game for Elliot Lee to come in, and he's very much more forward thinking than Dobson. Can you get him on the pitch to pick up those pockets and play forward?
Brunt drills it away, smashed back where it came from by Godwin Malife. Throw to Wrexham, deep in their own half, left-hand side. O'Connell quickly throws it to Okonkwo. And here comes Cleworth now from the edge of his area. Janice in Wrexham fan Chicago. How about this for a terrifying experience? Just made it. Laptop and Chrome are updated. Yeah. Imagine you get up watch a game at 4:30 and everything starts updating. No. Glad you made it on time. Matty James lifts it again. He's looking to be ambitious. Fletcher creates a loose ball. Smith gets up. Can't win it though. But it'll come straight back in as Brunt has it. And again, Burton are holding that mid-block. Defence reluctant to retreat into the penalty area and give Wrexham a chance to load stuff onto Smith and Fletcher's head. Here's Longman inside to Dobson. He can help it onto James perhaps. Cuts him out, finds Brunt 25 yards out. Out again to McLean. Fletcher shifts around at the far post. McLean drills it. Throw into Wrexham by the corner flag.
Yeah, possibly Barnett as well. Maybe, we thought before the game that there was a shout for Longman and Barnett to both start in this game. Maybe even more so with Burton down to 10 men.
Good run in the box. James looking for Dobson, who got there first, but just couldn't bring her under control. It knocks against the keeper. It's a corner. I didn't think he'd get there first. Crocombe seemed to just come out, but not go for it. And we nearly got a really odd goal there.
Yeah, what a strange one. You sort of just feel like it's Crocombe's ball all day long. Dobson's obviously there to challenge, but he just sort of leaves him to it, really, doesn't he? And he just takes it down really nicely. And probably just feels like Crocombe's going to smash into him, hence why maybe he doesn't sort his feet out a bit quicker as he gets the touch. But
I've never been totally convinced by Crocombe. As the corner comes in, it's a good one, but it's headed over the bar. It was swept in and in curler by McLean. O'Connell went for it first, couldn't quite reach, and then it was Cleworth with a diving header, couldn't keep it down.
Well, that ball from the camera angle from behind, it looks like Crocombe's just giving it up, like, it's going out, and so unlucky because Dobson's brought it down brilliantly and nearly got a little cheeky Megs on him to put it into an empty net.
I've always had a slight edge, like I say, edginess about Crocombe. It seems to, I know it sounds a bit simplistic, seems to get a lot of goals off rebounds off him. Gets saves in, drops in the goal mouth, you score. We need to work him, is what I'm trying to say. As McLean takes a throw. And now it's Brunt carrying it over the halfway line. Bowyer is so busy on the sides of the pitch as Brunt looks over the top and doesn't get enough on it. Godwin Malife heads it clear. Rathbone gets a foot in, but so does Larson. And it's driven over the top. Burrell's on the chase. O'Connell with him. The bounce eventually favours Burrell. It's a real wrestling match. Is O'Connell fouling him? No, it's the other way around. O'Connell was out of shape because he was being pulled from the back by Burrell. And now the crowd's looking to rouse Wrexham with 1 minute left at the break as we come forwards once more. Dobson crossing the halfway line. Rolls it in nicely. Cleworth's got Longman making a run ahead of him. Looks for the cross instead. There's a double ricochet. Yeah, no. The ref didn't signal anything then, but it's gone back to James.
It was the first time that Longman's rolled inside in the pitch, which has created the overlap for Cleworth.
Here he is now, swinging across the far post. Fletcher can't get to it. Not the best header away. Volleyed by Smith, and the keeper is able to get across and take it. He put it into the ground to keep it down, but it does take a bit of pace out, I think, when it hit the ground. Right, how much added time? 5 minutes.
Yeah, again though, another good ball in from the right-hand side. And it seems like it's in the air an awful long time, doesn't it, for Smith? Just keeps his eye on it, follows it well, and like you say, hits it into the ground. And sometimes cause real problems that for goalkeepers. But Crocombe does well.
Now it's Burrell doing well to help it on. Larson on the right-hand side. O'Connell comes across with McLean, and Larson knocks it off him for a throw by the corner flag. There's a lot to admire in how Burton have gone about this, to be fair. They are really, as we expected, working ever so hard. Throw in then. And understandably, Lofthouse isn't going to take too long over it. I mean, considering they've lost Sweeney, their real central defensive talisman, their defence is doing ever so well as they want a corner, and they've got one. Throw in taken, and Fletcher back defending, got a foot in. And nobody's in the rush to go across and take it. There's a discussion on the edge of the box, a 3-man discussion. Who's going to go over? 4-man, 5-man.
6.
Well, eventually, it's Dodgson who goes across to take it. Okay, they were plotting something, but it took them a long time. You don't usually see half your team, well over half a team, in a conflab on the edge of the area like that. So Dodgson to take. There's a man on Okonkwo. The massive Straha's beyond the far post. Puts into the goal mouth. Good header by Fletcher. Good job it was Fletcher there. He got it really well. Throw to Burton. Oh, it's kept in fact. I can only assume that McKinnon couldn't see who it came off last, as strong tackle concedes another throw in to Burton. There's McLean over on the right-hand side after the corner. Now we can get back into shape. Burton with 10 men are fighting like anything. Dodgson across the pitch to take it. And they'll be really happy with the way these 5 minutes are going in Wrexham's defensive third, with lots of dead balls for them to take their time over as well. Dodgson throws it in short, and Burrell not the best return pass. Wrexham fighting to try and win it back. Longman got a foot in. Smith battling back there now. And in the end, Cleworth has it, but under pressure by his corner flag. He looks to turn away from trouble and wins a free kick in the end off McKiernan, who protests his innocence. Couple of minutes left of added time. And yeah, Phil Parkinson will no doubt be thinking whether there are other changes. As we said, there's a lot of options on the bench who can change games. Matty James now helping it on to Brunt. But if this Wrexham team is showing anything, it's at 1-0 is absolutely fine. Rathbone on the halfway line, put under good pressure by Chalk, feeds it backwards. O'Connell to Cleworth on the halfway line. Smith wants it in behind. Cleworth feeds it to James in the centre circle. Brunt is offering out wide and receives it. McLean is beyond him. He draws a man to him. Back to Matty James, continuing to pull the strings. Brunt has gone on into the box. James underhit that though, headed away easily by Straha. Cleworth's pass is underhit for Longman, well intercepted by Dodson, who feeds it inside for Burrell. They've got 3 men up in this attack, and they've exchanged the ball nicely between them. Dodson now stumbles, but he's got McKiernan inside. Well cut out by Rathbone, who intercepts, knocks it long. Fletcher is pulled to the ground, surely. Nothing given. Had to be a foul by somebody there, I thought, surely. Godwin Malife coming forwards. Lofthouse on the overlap. He looks to feed him in, and McLean's had to sprint back and get there. Brunt back to McLean. Wrexham find a bit of space in their box now into the last minute of the half. Okonkwo calmly feeds it away. Burrell chasing mad. You'll be able to hear Andy and Mia, of course, with Chris Malaband at half-time, and Wrexham's YouTube channel, as they will have plenty to analyse as Wrexham look for a way to just break Burton down. McLean slings in an early cross and finds Fletcher, who chests it down. Unlucky. Smith had lost his man. He might have been offside, but it was intercepted. James quickly across to the right. Into the last 30 seconds. Longman, one last chance of Dodson, who's isolated. Cuts inside onto his left foot. Lays it back to Cleworth. He feeds a good ball down the line. Good run by Rathbone across the pitch. Sweeps it into the near post. Straha is there. Wins the header well. Burrell flicks it on. But we've nearly had the 5 minutes. And in fact we have. There we go. Wrexham 0, Burton Albion 0 at half-time. And Wrexham, well, Chalk is shaking hands with all his defensive unit because they have defended superbly, Burton Albion. Credit to them. And as a result, despite being down to 10 men after 10 minutes, they are still level. We expected a battle against them. The red cards changed the nature of that battle, but they continue to show terrific heart. And we've got a battle on our hands to break them down in the second half. The Burton fans who made the journey for this early kickoff will be really, really pleased as they give a pile of abuse to the referee and the officials as they walk off the pitch. Right, we'll have a look at a few Ask Wrexham tidbits. See what you've sent in. I also want to say I met in the car park before the game. Well, first I met a heck of a lot of international fans. Unbelievable amount. And one other person I met was Rory Edwards. He's 6 months old and he's at his first ever Wrexham game. He was there in full kit. And yeah, let's hope that he's going to enjoy seeing his first Wrexham goal soon. Neil Williams has come across as well to join me. But then, hey, you can't have everything. Oh, thank God he didn't hear me. So, Ask Wrexham. Let's have a squiz at what we've got here. Oh, I've got hiccups. That's what I got here. Pardon me. As Tom Streeter rightly says, Burton are playing with a chip on their shoulder. I can't fault our effort, but there has to be a hole in Burton's defensive scheme somewhere we're not exploiting, right? That sounds like a question to ask Neil. Neil, I could hear you saying then that they're defending well, Burton, aren't they? But we've just got to find some gap somewhere to work it through.
We're trying to weave that ball through, but fair play to Burton. They're defending resolutely. So, they've gone down to 10 men. It's not easy sometimes to play a team against 10 men. They seem to dig in a lot more and put on an above par performance. But I mean, possession wise we've done really well, but it's in that last third of the field where they're just shutting us down on everything we do. Every cross we try and put in the box, they're putting their bodies in front of them. So I can see them maybe tiring in the second half, and that may be their chance. But fair play to Burton. They've stuck to their task really well.
Well, they've been terrifically organised, haven't they? Really good. The distances between them are really good. Burrell's left on his own up front. To be fair, they've broken quite well once they've played him in as well. I've been really impressed with them. It's in keeping with the way they have been playing lately. If they win this, they go out to the bottom four, at least until Bristol Rovers play in the afternoon. But from a Wrexham perspective, we do have the players on there to mix it up. We've got James who's prompting and probing, but Smith and Fletcher can attack crosses and long balls forwards. Longman's getting crosses in. Just got to keep working at him, haven't we?
It'd be interesting to see, how soon Parky will bring Barnett on, maybe for McLean on the wing here, and have a double-edged sword attacking from both wings, because they've been closing McLean down very, very quickly. They're a good team, Mark, as you say. They've had some good results recently, and they're fighting for their lives. They're not going to give up the 3 points easily. It's going to be a tough game out there. It could be another 1-0, or it could be hopefully not a 0-0 draw, because last time we saw a 0-0 draw, it was against Huddersfield, I think. So I know the fans are getting frustrated around me, but be patient. Get behind the team. As I said earlier, Burton have defended so well, but there will be chinks in their armour later on in the game, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, we have in Smith and Fletcher two players who are good in the air if we get the right service to them. But you're quite right, there's no point in being impatient. I mean, the fans complain if we knock it long and early. Yeah. Well, let's not knock it long and early then. We've got them under pressure. Matty James is, like I say, pulling the strings. I was interested to see here Rathbone's warming blanket. Linking to what you just said, wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of half-time changes today. Barnett and Lee, perhaps, and Dadeka saying, I've been saying the same thing. I think we need our offensive thinking fellas in, especially Barney. We do have them. We have Marius on the bench as well. We do have the attacking players on the sides of the pitch, don't we? It's just how you how you configure that.
Yeah, and I think we just need to speed our game up a bit, Mark, and make it a lot quicker. We seem to be going at half a pace at the moment with the passing, and I think that might be the key. Make everything a lot quicker, make the passing a lot faster, and we'll catch Burton out. But they've been quite dangerous when they've got the ball on the break. We've got to be very, very careful about that as well.
It's Reading 0, Wycombe 0 in the other game, of course, which, let's be honest, we have some interest in.
Only a little bit.
Just a touch. Absolutely. As I like this. Where are we? Jarvis said the hire. Here we are. I'm not beg your pardon. Barcode Mark. The hire car's not ready, so I'm having to watch Wrexham on uncomfortable airport chairs in Mallorca with increasingly bored kids. Barcode Mark. This is how you get those increasingly bored kids to embrace the
Wrexham community, yeah.
And the Wrexham way of grinding it out and just about getting there. You've got to give them a stirring speech about how heart is better than entertainment and how eventually you get there. Patience is a virtue. This is a character building thing here, sitting in Mallorca Airport. Are you going in or coming out? That's the other thing, isn't it, really? Have you got lovely times to look forward to, or school on Monday to look forward to? That's the key. Give them a week off school. I can say that now. I'm not a teacher anymore. I'll cover you in terms of the fines. I mean, in terms of, putting a good word in, not paying your fines. But I'm starting to really regret pretty much everything I've just said there. I need to stop that.
Depends if they're school-age kids as well, so...
That's so true. Yeah. They could be 45 for all we know.
Could well be, but...
My 45-year-old twins are watching the game with me.
Yeah.
It's a possibility, isn't it?
It certainly is, yeah, definitely is a possibility.
Not the most likely. I think somebody who calls themselves Barcode probably isn't in their 80s, but nonetheless, you never quite know, do you? Nevertheless, is also watching the game sleepy-eyed and intermittently startled by her mum's enthusiastic yawps at the TV. Look at this for a name. Miss Willow Talia Brandywine is present and accounted for begrudgingly. I should say that... What's the name again? Miss Willow Talia Brandywine is a dog, not a child. Although...
Yeah, it's not one of those kids at the airport at the sport, no.
That'd be good, wouldn't it? Yeah. Imagine that call, when they call in the airport. Oh, goodness, Talia. Willow Talia Brandywine, please come to gate 6. And a 45-year-old woman gets up. I like this idea. It is, and I'm using my keen eye for breeds and qualifications as a Crufts judge to say, it's a curly-haired dog. That one.
How did you get on the Crufts this year then, Mark?
Oh, I was brilliant. I had all the dog food I could eat. It was a dream come true, Neil. I can't tell you how much. Those bonios, they taste really chalky. I love that.
Right, Mark, something serious I'd like to put a proposition to you while we're live on air so you can't back down very easily.
Oh, this sounds promising, doesn't it?
Yeah. Strictly Shropshire's coming up later on this year, Mark.
Go on.
And they're looking for beginner dancers to join them to raise funds for Hope House Hospice.
Oh, he had to put a good...
Yeah. Last year we raised just under 100,000, and this year we're looking to aim to raise £100,000.
Wow.
For Hope House Hospital. And from all the media team I speak to, they've all said that you'd be the best choice.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that because they don't want to do it?
Well, no, they just think with your popular demand, your fans out there, that they'd all get behind you and raise the most amount of funds for Hope House Hospital.
If you'd said cat like Grace.
Well, yeah, you've got cat like Grace, Mark. I mean, you've got plenty of cats who can teach you all the moves. You get 6 dance lessons before the event, which is in November at the Lion Keys Hotel, which is not too far down the road for you.
Oh, jeez, man, he's got it all lined up here, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's very professional. It's all filmed.
Well, that's even worse.
It can be streamed live wherever in the world they want to watch it as well.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. Oh. It's not about how good you can dance, it's how much money you can raise, Mark.
Oh.
So I shall leave that in your court.
I just want to say, Neil, I hate you so much. I'm the world's worst dancer, but I do accept that could work for this scenario.
Entertainment value.
Can I think about it?
Of course you can. Have a word with a good wife, and I'm sure she'll encourage you. Just get out of the house for a few more hours a
she'd
week.
Be thrilled to get me out of the house. Absolutely. Interesting.
You'll be dancing with a professional dancer.
That makes it even worse. I mean, the poor, they don't deserve what I'd inflict on them.
Hey, it doesn't matter as long as you raise funds, Mark.
I will genuinely give this consideration.
Yeah, I've spoke to Chris about it, and we both think that you're a real good candidate.
Oh, God. Why do you keep coming up here at half time?
We did actually approach Humphrey, but I'm waiting for an email back from him as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
No.
I mean, firstly, he'd be wonderful, and secondly,
I do like both of you. Because
thanks for me being the second choice.
No.
What's Carr got that I haven't?
No, we've approached both of you because we thought we'd be, you've got such good following, so many people behind you that you'd be excellent at raising funds for such a good cause.
He's Humphrey Carr. He can dance really well. He better than me by far. You asked him first, so go to hell. It's Carr. There you are, Gary Newman fans. I'm sorry, just to break away and talk about football. I just saw on the screen 72% possession for Wrexham. Not a big surprise.
No.
I was excited by it, but now I realise it is no big surprise. I don't know why I pointed it out, but hey, my mistake. Carla GS on Ask Wrexham says Dunkel, who is a fluffy cat, isn't quite awake despite pets from Cranky Bear Net this morning. Oh, pets. Oh, I see, being petted. Beg your pardon. I understand. I'm enjoying the early morning mammals.
Yeah, and it is early morning in the States for these people watching over there. Fair play to them for getting up in the morning and watching it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's have a look. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Well, I was just thinking, Mark, do you think there'll be any changes at half-time, or what changes would you make?
I think not at half-time, but I think if after an hour we're not making chances, I think that will be the point where, like you said, Barnett is a good option.
Yeah.
I mean, McLean's done okay, and he's attacked some Longman crosses as well, and we shouldn't forget that. He's useful in that regard, but Barnett and Longman would be. I mean, Longman is getting. I think the full two wing backs for them have done really well because they've been left isolated.
They have, yeah.
But Longman has still managed to get a few crosses in. McLean hasn't got as much change out of Lofthouse. Barnett would be interesting in those regards.
And do you think the Rodriguez change was for an injury, for a knock?
Got to be, surely.
Yeah, take him off so early in the game.
Yeah. And as Andy said, he was looking quite lively as well. He was getting involved.
Yeah.
And as the teams come out, or Wrexham do at least, the way he drops between the lines is good. Let's see, and then Elliot Lee as well with the creativity.
Yeah.
Marriott's lurking and nipping in.
Yeah, maybe need a Marriott, a bit of pace on him as well. So, yeah, we'll look forward to the second half, Mark.
Absolutely. Let's hope we can get that breakthrough. Nice one. As Neil disappears into the east, I'll have to contemplate his offer. Oh, man. Now he's gone. You are all going to sort of like clog up Arse Wrexham saying, don't do it, Mark, don't do it. Aren't you? Please? Please? Oh, no. Ron Wilcan says, dance, dance, dance. Chris Babaiko says, I'll throw in 20 quid for me to do the Shropshire with the Stars. Oh, I'm getting depressed now. Wrexham All the Way has actually put out the screenshot of those figures. Intense pressure, 12 shots on target. Some didn't fall quite right for the strikers, others blocked. Their defence doing really well. With them having 10 men, they're fighting hard, but this is our chance to improve our goal difference if Parky can instruct them how to bypass their defence well. I'll be honest. Ooh, double change. Well, there you are. I told you we wouldn't make the alterations. Double change. Barnett on for McLean. Lee on for Dobson. So, Phil Parkson is not hanging around. He wants to make the changes. They're like for like, but they're very attacking like for likes, if you see what I mean. So, Wrexham going for it. Double sub at the break. Can we make that breakthrough? As then I was calling for caution. Phil Parkson says, caution, schmortion.
Well, Mystic Morrell over here.
Called it.
I did the opposite. And that is why
I should be a manager, shouldn't I?
I think so, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Only if it goes well, by the way.
Exactly.
Let's not speak too soon.
Long ball forwards by Burton, and Burrell immediately goes up and goes down holding his head. Referee will stop play. He went out for a throw anyway. And doesn't look like he wants the physio to come on. Throw to Wrexham, 30 yards out from the Wrexham goal. Yeah, I missed you guys at half time because Neil Williams came up and tried to embarrass me into doing a charity dance competition. Oh, help. The Ask Wrexham community, of course, being so generous, are all telling me to do it. Oh, no. I'm going to focus on the football.
I'd also tell you to do it, Mark, so I don't
right.
know. It wouldn't have been too different.
Televised.
Well, he said it'll be streamed. As if that was a good thing. He said there'll be cameras there. I was like, these are all things I don't want. Oh, God. Anyway, Wrexham will throw level the edge of the area. Barnett drings it into the chest of Fletcher. Smith lays her off. Rathbone on the right flank. Cleworth now. Wrexham shifting the ball around back into our own half, looking to change the angle of attack. Longman on the left-hand side now, of course. He'll be up against Lofthouse. There's Wrexham again moving it around on the halfway line. O'Connell passing it centrally. Rathbone has been covering so much ground in this game already, typically. Helps it on. And it's swept into the box. Smith just beaten to it as he looked to attack it on the outside 6-yard box. Great pace by Barnett to claim it back, and he gets a return pass from Cleworth. Barnett now running at Dodson for the first time, jinking from one side to the other. Dodson keeps tight to him and blocks the cross. Throw into Wrexham, level the edge of the box.
Yeah, I want to see us just keep getting that ball into Ryan Barnett. I think he's going to be so up for this. He'll really want to be involved in the starting 11 going forward, won't he? As we go into the last few games of this season, after the season he's played such a big part in it. He'll want to play a big part in the last few. So I expect him to be absolutely electric on this right-hand side.
Now here's Longman. Longman's first go at Lofthouse, and he delivers to the far post. Fletcher's there, and he can't make contact. Wrexham asked for the penalty. Not given. He was in a wrestling match with Dodson, and neither of them could reach the ball in the end. But again, Crocombe not coming out to attack it. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on him, but Longman immediately getting dangerous delivery in.
I think we need a midfielder as well heading in. We know what Longman's going to do. He's going to probably check onto his right foot and put an in-swinger in. Can Rathbone gamble right in between the two strikers?
Goal kick taken. O'Connell with a powerful header. Armour puts it back into the halfway line. Lee makes a loose ball, but it spins for Burrell, but he's outnumbered. Good foot in by Matty James, and then it's carried forwards. Free kick. Nicely bought by Larson. Yeah, Wrexham desperately looking for a way to break Burton down. They have really shown such harsh. Referee is going to his pocket for time wasting. Yeah. And it's going to be Dodson, was it? Who's gone across from the width of the pitch to take the free kick, and he gets yellow for time wasting. So he's been a busy man, Dodson, isn't he? Getting isolated against wing-backs, wrestling at the far post with that penalty shout Fletcher just has. He lofts this one now into the edge of the area. Well won by O'Connell. Burton get to the second ball, fed round the corner. Lofthouse hop up on the left, tries to get beyond Fletcher. Great block by him. Rolls for a throw-in by the corner flank. And Dodson, having just been booked for time wasting, is the thrower, of course, because he's a left wing back, but he's had to run across the pitch again. He probably needs to get on with this now he's got it in his hands. Although it would take a brave ref to give a second red for giving 2 time-wasting yellows in the space of a minute. He isn't getting on with it. He releases it in the end, and Wrexham penning a man in by the corner flag, and the ball just won't go out. McKinnon, and what a heroic effort by him. And in the end, it's a throw to Burton. That was like someone learning to windsurf, wasn't it? He was holding on to the corner flag at one point. Made himself as wide as possible. He was just battling away against logic, physics, everything. But he's won a throw. It's taken by Dodson, who tries a little drag back and puts it straight off the pitch, throws to Wrexham.
Yeah, I think that's an early sign of what Burton are probably going to try and do in this second half. Just keep hold of that ball when they can and really frustrate Wrexham. Probably one of the earliest ever ball to the corner flag I've ever seen.
Well, McKinnon looks like a specialist the way he did that. That's a good ball by Lee, who started with a couple of lively long passes to try and open the pitch up. Cleworth quickly on to Barnett, who slings in across at the far post. Fletcher brings it down on his chest. He's being pulled, is he? Wrexham more convincing with that penalty shout. Not given. O'Connell takes it brilliantly on his chest. Tries to dink it in. Straha intercepts. Rathbone edge of the D. Feeds it in, looking for Smith, who battles. Half a sight of goal, can't get the shot off. Barnett stands up to the far post. Fletcher's there, headed away well, but Wrexham drill it back in. Ricochets to the edge of the area. Matty James lets Rathbone take over. Stood up to the far post. Smith heads it back in, and Crocombe makes a hash of it and manages to hold on to it. He sort of fumbled it onto the post. Messy goalkeeping. It was an interesting penalty shout of Fletcher. It seemed to not be able to attack the ball when it was played in. Intense pressure though.
Yeah, and again, Crocombe just not really taking command of that box at all. Just looks a bit uncertain whenever a ball comes in. Very different, to someone like Nathan Bishop, who we came up against on Tuesday. He was after every ball in his area. But I just thought on the one that came out to that left-hand side, Matty James had so much space on the edge of the box. Could we have just pulled it back? Yeah. But a few more chances for Wrexham.
Yeah, that header just hit the junction between post and bar. The keeper didn't get to it at all. I just feel that one, the first Fletcher penalty shout, looking at it again, despite my tendency to stick up for goalkeepers, his starting position's awful, as Lee can't quite get to a return pass. It's a lovely idea by Fletcher. Couldn't quite pick him out. Lee does look lively. Does Burton have a player down? Ref has to stop play again. Yeah, I just thought Crocombe had tied himself to his goal line. He was in a position where, for me, the cross that Fletcher scrapped for, that's the first one, and not the second penalty shout. For me, if Crocombe's position is decent, he takes that, but he stays on his line and creates a problem. And I just feel, we're putting a lot of high crosses in to attack from the far post. He's drifting a few just on the periphery of where Crocombe will want to come for. Might actually give us a chance to win it closer into goal and get a shot off.
Yep, and just going off that last little move there, Elliot Lee, brilliant little reverse ball back inside. That's what he's been brought on the pitch to do. Really nice little bit of play. Don't think it's a foul or anything at all. I think he does catch the Burton man though, just as he's followed through. But hopefully we can see more of him involved in this second half. I think, like Andy said earlier, he could definitely be the difference maker in this game.
It could be a long half as well, this, with the time wasting that Burton will take over everything that they have. I was listening to Mark Clattenburg on a podcast this week, and he was talking about taking a throw in. If I warn you and you don't take it, I'll just give it the other way. That might be a way forward to get the game being played a little bit quicker. And a goal, was it goal kicks, taking time on a goal kick, and if they don't take it, warn them, but then give a corner.
but he's suggesting that as a rule change.
Yes.
Yeah. Got you. Yeah. Not the worst idea. I can imagine the manager's loving it. Can you imagine Gary Bowyer when that gets given against him? Oh, he'd be thrilled, wouldn't he?
I would not want to be a fourth official for them games.
Yes, exactly. It's one of those where I think it's a really good idea. But there's a few rules like that, like goalkeepers having the ball for 6 seconds, that refs don't tend to apply because they know what grief they're going to get. But I like the idea. Here's Rathbone now, finding Cleworth on the halfway line. Lofthouse is up and able to continue as Brunt brings the ball forwards. Lee takes over. Lee feeds it edge. Had a good ball. Fletcher takes it on the sprint, but he and Rathbone were just on different wavelength, and the ball is cleared to the halfway line. Throw to Wrexham. And Wrexham again have to continue this patient process, just looking for gaps. Rathbone's just running lateral runs across midfield, trying to find space. He's found by Matty James. Good challenge though. Straha stepped out for the back and caught him out. And now it's Larson playing it too straight through to Okonkwo as he looks for an early ball for the isolated Burrell. And now it's Brunt once more in the shadow of the Macron stands, crossing the halfway line. It's Lee taking over. Longman is down the flank. Lee 30 yards out as Burton retreats, finds Matty James in space. Cleworth now has got a lot going on to his right. Rathbone's in space and he wins a corner. Drilling it in, well covered by Dodson again.
No left footer for an in-swinger though, with McLean going off, so hopefully we don't have the same outcome as the corner at the end on Tuesday night that went out of play.
It'll be an away swinger. Don't bring my memories of those back, please. Rathbone subs it nicely. Smith gets first contact. Up in the air this time. Crocombe takes it comfortably under his bar. And another Burton player goes down, but he with the crowd groan, he does get up pretty quickly, to be fair. And so Crocombe taking his time. Knocks it long, huge kick, really high too. Brunt back pedals and can't take it, hasn't let it bounce. Luckily for him, as Burrell is isolated at the front, he's allowed the time to do that. And now Wrexham come out again. O'Connell threads a good ball into the centre circle. Lee turns, good chasing by Chalk to tackle. And he'll keep this in as well, will he? Not quite. He's unlucky there, it was good work that.
It was good pressure by Phil Parkinson, actually. I think he might have just put him off. Made a little dart towards the ball. But, yeah, Elliot Lee can see exactly what he's trying to do. Got that ball on that turn again. It's just good pressure from Burton to make sure they don't allow him that little bit of space.
Well, I was chatting to Dennis Smith. He was a guest down beneath us, and I got the honour to have a quick 10-minute interview with him. And his first game here, him heading the ball away into the crowd to waste time, and the fans just adored that as Longman cuts inside. He's run almost the width of the box. He palms it off to Cleworth and he chips the ball in. Straha, you got to avoid him when he put it in there though. He heads it away. Rathbone quickly scurries to get it back. Longman's popped himself up on the right flank again now, where he wanted to be in the first place. And now he's making that long run and back across as Wrexham recirculate it to the left flank. Well, Longman's not there yet. James threads a good ball. That's a lovely touch by Lee, and Fletcher does well. Good strength to hold it off. Rathbone, Barnett's got acres of space. Lee back to Rathbone in the crowd. Good foot in. Lee picks it up again. Barnett still in acres of space. Now he can attack the far post as we work Longman in. He hits the goal line, comes back out again. And Brunt squares it. James gets his head up, finds Cleworth. This spell of play is really defence against attack. Barnett does well, beats Dodson, sweeps it in. Straha's there again. Cleworth knocks it down nicely. Return ball to Cleworth in the box. He turns, finds Barnett, drilled across the face of goal. Defender just got a touch as Smith was attacking it, and it's cleared. Intense pressure from Wrexham. Just need that breakthrough, beg your pardon. The crowd here today, 12,829. 661 have made the trip from Burton as Wrexham knock it long. Fletcher knocks it back. Loose ball in the box for the moment, but it's intercepted by Godwin Malife and drilled clear. O'Connor beaten in the air by Burrell, but he can recover and hook it away. Barnett reads the bounce well, but it gets away from him. Matty James with an important foot in. Launches it long. Armour rather. Heading it clear. Dodson, it's a sloppy header. Smith, edge of the box, denied by Straha. Good tackle, and it came off Smith last. We've had an hour now, and Burton's still battling away as McKeown has gone down. Burton are they trying to get the attention of a sub? Yes, they are, I think. Yeah, they are going to bring a sub on. Well, he's not stripped off yet, so that'll take a bit of time too.
Well, it's so frustrating, isn't it? But it shouldn't matter as long as they add it on at the end. But just going to that last bit of pressure from Wrexham. had some really good chances, some really good balls into the box. When we went inside, it was all a bit too tight. We had to make sure we got that ball out wide, and each time balls into the box were really good. Just didn't quite land to a Wrexham head or feet. But really good chances in there.
Well, McKinnon's back up. He rubbed his thigh gingerly like Vic Reeves in Shooting Stars. And now he's okay to continue. And that's a lovely ball dug out by Fletcher, and Wrexham build down the left-hand side. Lee's overlapping Longman, who cuts in, swings it into the far post. Barnett won't keep that in. But just got to be patient, keep that service coming in, and eventually, and tries to cut out Straha as much as possible, please. I seem to recall Straha being a very clumsy wing-back when we played at Burton, but in the centre of a back three, he's really doing a good job.
He's a magnet, isn't he? It's just coming to him left, right, centre. He's putting himself right in between the posts. We've got to do something a little bit different. Either move him, get across him. Maybe the person that pulls off to the back post, can they go and get across the front post, or get across him to put him off, or move him out of that little hole to then maybe free up a little bit of space for somebody else?
Well, they're making a change. Dylan Williams is coming on for McKinnon, who is very slowly making his way across the pitch. Well, the ref showed that he would show yellow for time wasting, and I think he has to start considering a few more, perhaps, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, I always say this, if a ref allows you to get away with it, I would want my team to do it. As Williams goes into a more defensive midfield position, which maybe will allow Larson to get up and support Burrell a little bit more. Fletcher battling in midfield, loose ball, leaders really well to get away from Larson, and is brought down for his troubles. Takes the free kick quickly. No interest in making a drama out of that. We only just keep going. Here now, O'Connell chipping it long, looking for Fletcher. Does brilliantly to stretch across Lofthouse and pick out Longman, level the edge of the area. Lots of step overs from Longman. Pops it back to Lee. Lee can square it to Cleworth, and does. 25 yards out. Such a crowd between him and goal. Barnett takes over, cuts back inside. Good move by Rathbone, creates space, and Barnett drills it in and wins a corner. I think it was a shot, and he nearly picked out Smith as he pulled his shot, but the deflection takes it behind for the corner.
Yeah, he's just got power behind it, hasn't he? Just probably hoping it either takes a nick towards goal, or a Wrexham player can get on the end of it. But again, just so many yellow shirts around that area. It's so difficult for Wrexham to get any closer to that goal inside that area, really. So they've got to go out wide, and that's when Ryan Barnett cuts in to that little bit of space he finds, does well.
It's stressful but compelling as the referee comes across to check the balls in the D, and is played short. Longman has got a lot of space in the corner of the box here. Works it back out, and the ball's crossed in under the bar. Crocombe does really well there. Inner crowd came through well. Good hands. And he's going to naturally do a Miyabi and stay on the pitch for a bit longer.
Yeah, I like the idea of a short one. Got to drag a couple of Burton players out, but it's Longman's first touch. Doesn't get it out of his feet to put it in, and then frees up Rathbone to chip it in, and just a little bit too close.
He's taking his time with the kick. Smith was standing on him, which, like I said, I think entitles him to be fair. As in the end, he kicks it long and gets a throw in on the halfway line, right hand side. Godwin Malife will take it. It's 0-0 here. It's 0-0 in Reading, between Reading and Wycombe. Throw down the line. Brunt gets it well, but it'll go for another throw to Burton. I know it sounds a bit counterintuitive, but as long as we don't let them create, I sort of don't mind having a little spell where they come out of their box and get out of that rhythm of digging in and defending, and we might find space if we can win it back and actually hit them on a transition, which we'll get very few chances to do. Throw down the line. It's held up well. There's another throw to Burton by the corner flag this time. Lofthouse did well. Godwin Malife is walking to it like a child walking to school on a Monday morning in the rain. Eventually he's arrived. Throw-in taken short, and yeah, again, looking to work it in the corner. Wrexham win it back, ball towards Smith. Straha again steps in. Ball driven forwards by Burton, and it'll go behind for the goal kick, and I'm not going to get my transitional wish. Okonkwo feeds it quickly out to the right. Cleworth now on the edge of his area, bringing it forwards, looking for options. The crowd getting impatient again. Here is Cleworth with a chance to cross the halfway line, looking for Barnett. Dodson intercepts, and the ball forwards is a good one to Burrell by Williams. Good work by O'Connell to scrap it, and Cleworth comes back as well. Throw to Burton.
Yeah, I just feel like we're falling into Burton's trap a little bit, going to their tempo. We need to really pick up that pace when we get on that ball. So that's where we're going to cause them problems with that movement. We've got such quality on this pitch. Just need to show it a bit more.
Crowds are complaining about Cleworth being slow bringing the ball to the pitch there, but I sort of think sometimes teams get into the situation Wrexham are in. Everyone's up on the defensive line. You need a couple of players drop off in midfield and off so you can link it all around. Link play going forwards is.
And we had it in, I think it was Stevenage, the game. We all just ended up at the top end and nobody to link the play.
Longman pulls it back for Brunt, 25 yards out. Matty James now. Rathbone. Barnett is outside him. Williams steps up to put him under pressure. Cleworth now finds Rathbone again on the flank. He cuts inside. Cleworth once more. Matty James. Wrexham just shifting it around in front of his defence, looking for space, looking for gaps. Here now again, Longman running at Lofthouse. Floats high to the far post. Barnett scrapping away. Can't get the contact. It's a goal kick.
I think he's got licence to go, Brunt, though. When he plays it out to Longman, yes, he's going to do his stuff, but he has to go on the overlap. He has to change this. If that means Larson then going back with him, so be it. And if he cuts into the space, so be it. But he has to change the picture for him a little bit to give him maybe just getting the eye line of Lofthouse. So he might just not defend him so well because he's sort of sure that the overlap and the ball into the channel might be on. But just a little bit one-dimensional.
Wrexham winning from the goal kick, but Godwin Malife feeds it back to Crocombe, who again gets distance and height on his kick. It drops on the halfway line. O'Connell just deceived, fighting. He's taking a right buffeting there. Ref allows it, but Wrexham have possession anyway. Cleworth feeds it back. Davies King says, if we score all the time wasting could be fine, but right now it's killing me. Exactly. That's the whole point of time wasting, isn't it? On the halfway line, it's prodded forwards again by Brunt. This time he is going beyond Lee. Lee carries it forwards, comes inside. Fred's to the edge of the area. Fletcher can't get there. Barnett won't be able to keep that in either. And last 5 minutes, we have just... that intensity's gone a little bit, isn't it? We need to just liven it up a touch.
Well, this is where the anxiousness comes in the stands, and then you try and force a pass that not really on. Again, Phil Parkinson straight out to his dugout going, just keep it moving, keep it out, get it to Barney, then Cleworth can join in. Then if you need to come out, I know it's going to be frustrating, but we've got to be patient and try and create little holes.
Goal kick taken long again. Tacked well by Brunt, flicked on by Fletcher. Smith is on the chase down the left. Crocombe's coming out, and it's a penalty surely, yeah. Well, Crocombe committed himself, got nowhere near the ball, took Smith out. And after all that patience, it's a long ball over the top that gives Wrexham the big chance.
Yeah, great run in from Sam Smith as per usual. It's a nice little flick on from Stephen Fletcher. Just knows Sam Smith's going to be running into that area. And it's just a bit indecisive by Crocombe again. I don't think he sort of knows that ball's in a difficult spin on it. Sam Smith does really well, doesn't he?
Well, we know he never gives anything up, Smith. And it's like you say, it's just a first ball. Then Fletcher just hooks it on. And they're the ones that take you by surprise sometimes as a back four. You're facing up the pitch and you've got to turn and spin. Smith's already facing forward and he's going. Crocombe just on his heels a little bit. If he comes out straight away, he gets it. But Smith gets the toe and it's a pen.
Now, is Smith all right? Yeah. Elliot Lee seems to be signalling to the bench as if to say he's got to come off. But he's now pulling him to his feet. Rathbone's got the ball in his hands, which may well be to protect the ultimate taker, who knows. Smith is up.
He took a bit of a bang, though. Yeah, that was a whack.
Well, I don't think there was a card for Crocombe, and he's a little lucky. The fans were shouting for a red. And then Fletcher is stepping up. Yeah, Rathbone was being cute. Fletcher will take the penalty. Spots it up. Smith still looks a little bit shaken. And Wrexham, with 20 minutes left, handed a huge opportunity. Fletcher stands, hands on hips. Short run up. Referee has gone across.
Come on, Fletch.
Everyone out the box. Crocombe dances from side to side. Fletcher, with the Burton fans booing, ringing in his ears, steps up. Left-footed. Yes! Wrexham get an invaluable goal. Stephen Fletcher strikes again. And Wrexham have finally got that breakthrough.
Coolest man in the stadium, Stephen Fletcher. What a penalty. That's what Wrexham needed, like you say, Mark. A big goal in this game, which was starting to look really frustrating. But thank you, Sam Smith. That determination to run through, wins the pen. And then, like I say, Stephen Fletcher was never going to miss, was he?
Well, you could have heard a pin drop in here as he was running up to take it, because everybody's heart was in their mouths. But like you say, Fletch, cool as a cucumber, great penalty, hits right through it, good height above halfway, keeper no chance, dives the wrong way, and 1-0. Now, message to your players, Phil Parkinson, go again. Can you get 2 now that the gates are Burton are going to have to come out? Can you go and get that second? It matters, because goal difference matters.
As Burton restarts, 19 minutes left. Wrexham hunting in packs to press, and Dodson makes a mistake. Smith driving, hits an early shot, unlucky, just wide. Crocombe again at quite an odd position. He was at his far post. There was no one in the box to cross to, and well, Smith saw the open invitation, drilled it from 20 yards out, and was unlucky it went just wide.
Yeah, he didn't really catch it very well, but he saw him, he got his eyes up, saw that Crocombe was over by his far post, drilled it in that near post, didn't quite catch it as sweet as I think he felt. He also had Barnett coming at absolute pace on the overlap, but worth an effort.
Long ball by Crocombe. Fletcher flicks it on beautifully. Smith, and the keeper this time will get there first and clips it out of play for a throw about 30 yards out. Like I said, if Crocombe was my keeper, I'd feel uncomfortable, I've got to be honest. You know, he's had a good career. Oh, Barnett was unlucky there. Smith's pass to him lacks pace, and Barnett went to ground to try and win it and tripped his man. Williams made no drama of it, to be fair. Just a free kick.
Well, Parky certainly just legged it out of his box to go and get the ball back in play. He knows how important it is to keep the intent as well. All 4 Wrexham players after kick-off went straight hunting down that ball on the press. Absolutely the right thing to do.
Absolutely. And they need to keep that intensity up as Rathbone wins a good ball. It's dropped loose for Godwin Malife. He's got enough space to bring it down, feeds it forwards. Burrell, brilliant defending. Brunt nicks it from him and goes surging forward. Fletcher rather, was he battered into from behind? No foul given. Straha keeps fighting, wins it from Rathbone as well. And now Burton are breaking. Williams is waiting for Dodson to arrive outside. Dodson puts the cross in. O'Connell heads it clear. It's played back in towards the edge of the area. Larson dispossessed by James. Barnett knocks it long, too long. Godwin Malife will have it. It's Chalk in the middle of the pitch. Helped on. Williams on the left flank. Dodson pops it back in. Chalk in the centre of the pitch. Godwin Malife is making a run on the blind side of Fletcher. Doesn't realise he's there. Goes to block the wrong passing channel, but then Godwin Malife's touch is horrible once he receives the ball. And Longman feeds a good ball. Smith, great run round the back. He's onside. 1-on-1. Smith, left foot. 2-0. Wrexham are taking control. What a lovely ball by Longman. Brilliant run by Smith. And he slots it home. Wrexham 2-0 up. A cool finish. You pay the money for someone who takes chances like that.
Well, that's a goal made in January. Both new signings combining. And it's a brilliant ball by Longman. Smith, he's on his bike. As soon as he gets hold of that ball, points exactly where he wants it. And Longman delivers. And then Smith does the rest. Brilliant. 2-0 Wrexham.
Well, it's a poor pass in the middle of the pitch by one of the Burton players, and Longman snaps onto it straight away. But that's what creates the space for Smith to run into. He's not got 3 players right around him. He's able to get grass in between him and the goalkeeper, And as you like, cool. He gets his head up, takes his time, great composure, and just rolls it past Crocombe for 2-0.
Reading have just been given a penalty. And the best type of penalty against Wycombe, the type that's clearly not a foul.
I love those pens.
Yeah, they're lovely, aren't they? I might commentate on the other game for a moment, if you like. I've got it on my phone as Burton building forwards. I mean, understandably, Wycombe are furious. I think it's Harvey Nibbs who's taking it.
But Burton's resolve here has been broken. So now they've made 2 really bad passes in the space of a couple of minutes since the goal's gone in. You know, you can hold on, but once that one goes in, you know you've got to either come out or you're getting beat. And so now Wrexham, keep the pedal down, keep going, don't stop. 3, 4, keep going.
Well, Wycombe are making Reading wait to take the penalty. As Wrexham look to come forwards, Nibbs now finally does spot the ball down. He scored a bounce against us, of course.
I think news has got out about the Reading as well.
Well, it could well be that they've scored this and the stream's behind. In fact, he's helped it on and given it to a different player to take now. And you know what? Why am I commentating on Reading players passing the ball to each other? Here comes Matty James driving forwards. Cleworth is available on the right-hand side. Back to James. There's good movement by Rathbone. It goes back to Cleworth instead. Elliot Leach chips it in, looking for Fletcher, gets up. He's offside. He put it just over anyway. Right, the Reading penalty taker's taking a deep breath. Back in the run-up. Here he comes, and he scores. Wrexham are winning. Wycombe are losing. Smith is coming off. Marriott's coming on.
Yeah. Well, Smith's got his goal, so he's probably going to make way after the back of that. But he did get clattered in the penalty, and in the space of 5 minutes, the game's gone from Burton. They were hung in. And now can Marriott get a nick of one as well? Get on the score sheet and get up and running too.
Well, the noise and just some of the scenes in this stadium at the moment are absolutely incredible. What 2 goals can do, eh?
I'll say 3 goals, I'd argue.
Very true.
Anthony Ford is going to come on to make his return to the racecourse, and he will surely get a wonderful reception. Fabio Tavares is going to come on too. But at the moment, only the Wrexham change has been made. 13 minutes left. 2-0 up against Burton Albion. Crocombe kicks long. Longman gets up. It's flicked on well by Lofthouse. The Wrexham are breaking forwards again. A little run through the middle, but the ball doesn't come through to Marriott. Remember the end of last season when Marriott scored off the bench to the delight of the Wrexham fans? It'd be great if he can come off the bench and get another it's a goal to get himself started again now.
Well, it was his delight as well, wasn't it? Because that pressure of coming in and not getting a chance really. And he just nicked one, yes.
Well, Burrell's coming off it inevitably because he's just worked so hard. He'll be replaced by Tavares, and Anthony Ford will come on to replace Julian Larson, who's done well since he's dropped off into midfield. Ford, well, I mean, he's getting a standing ovation, and quite rightly. Ford deserves that. What a magnificent servant he's been for us. Left in January. James Jones, like I said, and Jon Daddy Bodvarsson not fit enough to play today, but Ford does, and yeah, we owe him a heck of a lot. It's good to see him on the racecourse pitch. I don't want him to do anything, but it's good to see him. Well, he's done more running than air back free already, trying to offer himself for a throw that doesn't come to him. In the end, it's thrown and hooked in towards the edge of the area. Barnett, good defensive header, and Marriott, despite stumbling, nicks it past his man, and he's too quick for Armour. Prods it back to Barnett. Marriott wants the early ball. He's getting pulled all over the place. Barnett delivers, and Marriott can't get there. And I mean, he's got every right to complain, and does, to the referee. I think the ref's saying I played an advantage. Marriott's having to readjust his shirt now because he virtually lost it.
Yeah, well, Marriott does so well to stay on his feet, and in the end he doesn't really get his reward, because for once Ryan Barnett doesn't get that ball right, but he's absolutely right in saying to the ref, well, hold on a second, if I go down, surely that's a more serious bookable offence, but I stay up and you still don't really give me anything. But another big chance for Wrexham to try and extend this lead and help that goal difference.
O'Connell over the top, Sarah to intercept as Marriott was running in again. A long range shot from near Fletcher from pretty much in the centre circle. It's an instant shot. Crocombe was having kittens and it just cleared the bar. He did that twice last season. I haven't seen him do it this year.
Well, as I saw the ball drop to him, I had a little quick scanner to see where Crocombe was, because I thought this might be on if he can see it. He hits it probably too sweet, doesn't he? Kick connects beautifully, just doesn't drop underneath the bar.
What a strike that was. That would have been goal of the season, no problem. As from the restart, a mistake by Godwin and Malife. He recovers. Marriott's going to chase the back pass down. And Wrexham claim it back in midfield. Matty James, it won't sit down for him, but he does really well.
Well, the Olays are out. You know, the players are coming right now that the pressure's off. They've got a couple of goals. Now we can play properly, and let's move the ball quickly. Take your touches. A lot more confidence brimming through the team.
Longman running at Lofthouse, stops and starts again. That's brilliant. Hits the goal line. Can he deliver? Was he fouled? Goal kick. Well, scroll through all the options for you there. I mean, as well, for me, the key thing is let's keep these results as they are, but nonetheless, this is at the moment, as you said, Andy, a 3-goal swing in goal difference too. This doesn't hurt.
I think there's more, though. I think there's more here if you want them.
Oh, yeah.
I think Marriott's just given us that little bit of a lift as well.
Well, he's had 2 sprints against centre-backs, and he's clearly much, much quicker than them. Ball knocked long. O'Connell heads it forwards. Here he goes again, accelerating, and Straha does well to win it, but Rathbone knocks it forwards and races onto it. Marriott's in the middle. Good cover to stop him getting the cross in, but it's picked up on the right-hand side by Barnett. Barnett cutting inside. Lets Cleworth take over. Barnett once more. Cleworth's out wide. Barnett, little give and go. Cleworth comes back in again. Rolls it across. Matty James helping it on in turn to Brunt. Wrexham happy to move it around in front of the Burton Albion defence. In the end, James moves it across again. Brunt. Burton just having to keep that discipline, even though they're 2 goals down now, because Wrexham dominating the ball. Cleworth out wide. Barnett sweeps it in. Throw into Wrexham. Blocked by Dodson. 8 minutes left. It's still 1-0 at the Medeski Stadium. Barnett taking his time. Still Culbrew stands singing "Stand Up If You Love Wrexham," and doing so. Barnett with a throw. That's a cross in. Straha again. Launches it clear. Cleworth nods it down the line. Barnett does well to get ahead to it and finds Matty James. That's good work by Wrexham to battle and keep it until Marriott's unlucky. Cleworth wins it straight back. It's so crowded in that little patch of the pitch, but now Wrexham, having drawn so many players across, switch quickly to the left-hand side. Lee. Brunt slowly arrives round his shoulder to take over. Lee is inviting him to go forwards, gives it to him again. Burton have got another change lined up. As Lee feeds the edge of the area. It's nice. Fletcher with the back heel. Nearly puts Lee one-on-one. Long-range shot rattled in by Brunt. He can't keep it down. He struck it well.
Yeah, but when that passage of play opens up, it goes out to Elliot Lee, I think that Brunt has to go. And if he goes with 2v1 on the outside, we've got to create a bit of disorder. If we just pass it slowly and we stay behind the ball, then they can just shuffle across the 2v2. But if Brunt joins in and makes a run through or inside, he'll just give that little bit more freedom for maybe Longman to make the cross.
I thought that was the coded message in Lee's immediate second return pass to him, wasn't it? It was like, no, don't give it to me. You get up the line. Get up the line and make something. Well, Burton are about to bring on Thomas Kalinauskas, but they've got a player down injured getting treatment, so they've just held off for a second in case they need to make a different substitution. Wrexham, well, like I said, I talked about the Marriott goal against Forest Green. In other ways, this at the moment feels like the Forest Green day, because all those other results going our way and promoting us in the end, the action was going on off the pitch. The game was won, wasn't it? And this one, well, certainly should be. And minds are going to the other side. Oh, good. And as it stands, table is on Sky Sports. I like the look at that. 6 points clear from Wycombe. I'll take that.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing, isn't it, when you're sort of watching your team, of course, with 99%, but that little 1% in you is just keeping that eye on that Wycombe score, and obviously elsewhere later on. I'm sure eyes will be looking at Stockport and Charlton today too. But, you know, you for all that's in you, you want to just focus on Wrexham, but there's that little bit that just won't allow you to do that.
Exactly. Wickham just drove it into the goal mouth, but it's clear. Thank goodness.
It's just chilled out though, isn't it? There's no problems, is there?
Yeah, true enough. Yeah, fair point.
Right.
Exactly. Football and stress, never.
Well, that 2-0 went in and me and Mia were off us. We were on the... That's no stress, is it?
Well, Armour is going to have to come off. He's come in because Ryan Sweeney's injured. He's going to have to come off. He's done well left side of centre-back. So Williams is going to drop back.
Back four, I would have thought.
Williams goes left back. Guadamalife right back.
Dodgson in, yep.
Yeah. And the replacements, Kalinauskas, who was really neat and tidy on the left at Pirelli Stadium. He's gone into a left-sided position in a midfield free, really, in essence. Wrexham win it back and pump it over the top, and Marriott's using that pace. Straha has to let it bounce, does well to get ahead to it. Guadamalife back to him in the box. The back pass isn't the kindest to Crocombe, and he launches it away well. Longman pops it square. Good challenge by Rathbone, but actually good persistence as well to come out with the ball by Tavares, and he wins a free kick in the centre circle in the end.
Well, I'm nervous for Burton when it goes in the box, because Crocombe, I don't really know what he's... No shout to Haha, when the ball's coming towards him, he doesn't... You've got to give your back three, back two confidence, and he doesn't really give me a great deal of confidence.
That's what did for me as a goalkeeper. The absolute terror of the players in front of me. As Brunt gets a free kick, the ball came off him for a goal kick. For a corner it would have been if he hadn't been fouled, but he's nudged in the back and takes the free kick. Wrexham switch it quickly over to the right-hand side. Barnett hooking the ball over the top. That's a good idea. Marriott is in. Just to keep it to beat. Takes a touch. Drills it! Marriott gets his first goal since his injury. And yeah, like you're saying, there's more goals in this, and Marriott's pace, they just can't deal with it, can they?
Well, it's a brilliant ball by Barnett. Just spins it in around the channel early, because the space is in behind them, and the two centre-halves don't get it all wrong. And then it's 1v1. Can Marriott put it past Crocombe? Of course he can.
Yeah, from a defensive point of view, it's really, really poor. Can't let that ball bounce there, and they do. And Jack Marriott's sniffing around. He knows exactly where it's going to fall. And he's never in doubt, is he, with that finish? Similar to Sam Smith's, just slots it. 3-0 Wrexham, brilliant day out.
It just catches the defence by surprise, I think. They don't expect, because of the passages of play that we've had for the first 80-odd minutes, it's been keep the ball, move it in through midfield, switch to the side. That time it's just into Barnett, spins it in around the channel, down one channel. Two of the Burton players sleeping. Sahar drops, Dodgson goes forward, and then it spins in between them. Like you say, Marriott's a little rat, isn't he, when he's in there and he's got the sniff of it. And he's just taken over from Smith and scores a brilliant goal.
It's a proper striker's goal, isn't it? I mean, the run's great. And then that touch, because naturally when it's chipped in for you to run onto, it's bouncing up a bit awkwardly, and that touch in the box just to set himself as it's coming down and drill it beyond Crocombe in the bottom left corner. Now, you have to have a certain set of skills, a particular set of skills to be able to do that so easily, but he finished it beautifully, didn't he?
Yeah, but what it is, it's they settle down. They're not going at 100 miles an hour when they get into that position. They get in, they're going at 100 miles an hour, but then when they get that touch out their feet, they get their eyes up, it just calm. Heartbeat goes down to 45, and then Iceman slide it in the corner.
They, you mean we, don't you, Andy?
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'd be blasting that somewhere over.
That's not my recollection of you, to be fair. As Burton now moving it around at the back. Dodgson feeds it over the top, and that'll go through to Okonkwo. We, of course, set a club record, amazingly, already for most league clean sheets in the season. And who was it? Somebody said in Arse Wrexham they hoped Okonkwo's brought a good book out for the second half. And he's
well, absolutely, yeah. He's been pretty much a bystander for the whole game. But he's just waiting on the ball there. Keep going. Come on, we want 4. Where's the chant? We scored 4 this year?
Well, Marriott wants 4. And here he is, has a good ball. He spins past Dodgson and stands up to the far post. Fletcher beaten to it. So Crocombe's done well, has he? No, he's not. I thought he'd stopped it going for the corner. Corner it is. Crocombe angrily arguing with the ref, not for the first time.
Come on, Stato, have we scored 4 this season? I don't think we have.
That's a good question, isn't it?
3. We've had 3, but whether we've gone to 4?
We have in cup competitions.
Well, I'm not counting them, Mark.
Not counting those. Yeah, fair enough. I'm just stalling.
Go on, ask Wrexham. You can tell us before Mark gets it on his stat sheet.
I think he will, because it's on my big stat sheet, and I'm going to have to upload it. It's going to take days. Crocombe got a book there for descent. Oh, he's got a programme. How? Oh, what a dinosaur. 8 added minutes. Sandy's goal difference dream is still alive.
Northampton at home, 4-1.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Damn it.
Corner comes in, and Cleworth heads are over. I just got underneath it. He's closer in. Just couldn't get on top of the header. This is a dreadful day as far as I'm concerned. I've been out-statoed by Andy. I've been bullied into doing
It's a beautiful
some
pink programme though today,
thing.
isn't it? Lovely.
Mid-50s style programme. I love the programme covers this season. They've been amazing.
They have.
So goal kick. 8 minutes of added time for Burton to endure. I think that's the correct word, I think. As the fans in the sunshine having a great time now then. Gordon Malife under pressure on the edge of it. Turns around the corner for Straha. Burton worked their way out as Wrexham strikers were putting pressure on. Ball fed forwards inaccurately, and O'Connell intercepts that loose ball. Barnett in his own half. Barnett's had a very, very good half as well since he's come on. He's got a message to send to Parkinson about his involvement in the team. Lovely first time layoff in the middle of the pitch by Lee to find Rathbone. Matty James back to Lee again. Lee drifting across midfield, looking to link up and get involved. Barnett goes backwards. Wrexham have drawn again. A lot of Burton players across. Cleworth feeds it into the middle, and James keeps the ball moving to the left. First time ball by him, then by O'Connell. Space for Brunt now to drive into. It's got Fletcher asking for it for feet. It goes out to Longman, and Fletcher makes his way naturally into the box. Wrexham happy to be patient, 40 yards out. Looking for that chance to play the ball in for Longman, just overdone, unlucky. The fans, far from being impatient, and now applauding a pass which is overhit and goes behind from Elliot Lee, but was the right idea.
I think he's been a really good addition at half-time. We've talked about it, that it might happen, but Parkinson was brave enough to go at half-time with the 2 changes, and Lee certainly added something going forward. He's always looking to play into that pocket. Can he get in that pocket himself and just try and have that relationship to open up those spaces? It's not quite worked out, but he's asking that question.
Northampton at home, 4-1. So, Wrexham building from the back. I know what I'm talking about. 6 added minutes at Reading. They've had 3 of them. It's still 1-0 to Reading. My second favourite football team. Cleworth feeds it back.
Well, we knew that it was going to be a difficult one for Wickham to go to, and because we found that out, didn't we? They were really right on their top, and also Reading got beat by Blackpool in the week, and their team that they played, it was real loads of changes. They had a youth team player playing at centre half and all sorts going on. So maybe they had one eye on this game at home.
Gordon Malife comes driving out from the back as well, gets to halfway line, moves it on. Moskauskas does likewise. Williams back to the halfway line. Dodgson now. We've had 3 of the 8 added minutes. Fair play to the ref. He's made correct big decisions. I mean, the penalty is a bit of a no-brainer. The red card he could have chickened out of. And he has added on the time that they've wasted, to be fair. Don't like saying nice things about referees, but sometimes you've got no option. And he should have booked James McLean, didn't, which makes him quite a rarity this season amongst League One referees. Crocombe feeds it forwards. It's a surge up the pitch by Anthony Ford. Good feet by Ford. That's brilliant. He's going down the flank like Maradona here. And in the end, he knocks it off his man, but it's kept in. It's a lovely little run by Anthony Ford, that though. Good tackle to win it back high up the pitch by Tavares, and the throw in the end goes Burton's way by the corner flag, right hand side. We're halfway through the added 8 minutes now.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty perfect day almost for Phil Parkinson today. Obviously, barring a possible knock to Jay Rodriguez, obviously we don't know James McLean one. I'm guessing he's all right. I'm guessing that's just a change, but George Dobson as one as well could possibly be because of that challenge early on. he had from Webster, so hopefully they're both all good. But then the ones who've come in have been really good as well, haven't they? So, you know, the squad we've got at the moment, it's just backing up whoever goes out there anyway, which is, you know, a great sign going into the last few games.
It's important. Clean sheet though. Centre halves and the back three, the keeper, they'll all want that other clean sheet. Again, goal difference is so important. Don't lose your concentration in the 95th minute.
The corner swept in. Sraha gets a contact to it, but he's marked tightly by O'Connell and he blocks it, and Longman clears, and now it's being chased up the middle of the pitch by Marius. He's got no chance of getting there first, but he still sends a thrill of terror through Crocombe as he passed it forwards. Dodgson, that's a hell of a good pass, switching from left to right, and Ford rolls it down the line. Too much on it though. Brunt gets it back to Okonkwo. Left-footed clearance isn't the best, but he's put plenty of height on it and dropped it 30 yards out, and Wrexham were able to scrap for it. Throw goes Burton's way in the end. Reading's keeper, remember him? There's massive celebrations against us. Has spent a bit of time rolling about, wasting time. As the Wrexham fans are singing him home now. Here, a chance to break forwards. Rathbone carrying it to Longman on the right. 2 minutes of added time left, and the Wrexham fans want to make it
fun in the sun.
Yes, perfect. Yes. Here is Cleworth now. As final whistle at Reading. Wrexham's opponents, Wickham, have lost 1-0 to Reading. I realise that's what the noise was as it's played in. Looking for Marriott. Strahan just got there as Marriott was lurking in the penalty area. He's fighting hard to get it back. Marriott knows he could fill his boots here. Even with only 2 minutes left, he could get another. He, in the end, gets a good challenge in for the throw. It's been good to see Marriott be able to come on and get into a game like this. But it almost feels like it's been set up for him.
Well, I think it's a big confidence boost. Yes, the 10 men has helped, and we've just had to be patient, and we were, and that first goal just unlocked the floodgates. But like you say, confidence for Smith, another goal. 6 games is that now that the two strikers have scored in on the bounce. That'll give huge confidence to them, and then a sub coming on as well and getting the goal too. Huge confidence for the front three.
Well, I think for Marriott in particular, he hasn't even been included. He's obviously been on the bench, but hasn't been brought on in the last couple of games even. So that's brilliant for him today to get on and get that goal. Like you say, Andy, confidence, exactly what you need at this time of season. That little bit of momentum, just that extra few percentages in your performance can take you over that line.
As a thunderstorm passes over the racecourse. Sorry about that, everybody. That was electrical, sounded like to me. Sorry. Anyway, Wrexham, we are closing in on the perfect day as Okonkwo comes and just makes sure of his clean sheet by taking the free kick into the box. Wrexham 3-0 up against Burton Albion, and with Reading having beaten Wickham, there is the final whistle and the celebrations can begin. Phil Parkinson acknowledging the fans. But on a sunny day here at the racecourse, Wrexham have done the business. A 3-0 win against Burton Albion. Perfect here, and perfect, like we said, in Berkshire, where Reading have done us a big, big favour. The key determining moment, let's be honest, was in the 10th minute when Charlie Webster was sent off. It was a brave decision, but a correct decision by the referee. I've no question that Webster was trying to go for the ball, but he arrived late and George Dobson took it. A nasty contact, studs up right on his calf, halfway up his calf, and that was an unpleasant moment. He was able to continue, thankfully, and Webster, the ref could have given a yellow that early in the game, but it was a red, and the referee was correct to give it. And after that, it was attack against defence, and credit to Burton. They defended superbly. They have shown such heart all season and they continue to do so, and fought well. It took until the 70th minute for Wrexham to get the breakthrough. Ball over the top, Sam Smith running in behind. Crocombe, who in all honesty had not been convincing in goal, came charging out, took him out, clear penalty again. The referee was not scared to make the big but correct decision, and it was Stephen Fletcher on at half time who drilled a beautiful penalty into the top left corner, and at that point you could see that despite their bravery, Burton were up against it. We almost scored immediately then with Smith latching onto a Dodson error and drilling a shot just wide with the keeper oddly out of position. We got the second though when Smith, in a more orthodox manner, broke down the left channel as Anthony Ford just walking off applauding the Wrexham fans. Yeah, Smith latching onto a ball over the top, one-on-one with the keeper, a cool finish. And then Jack Marriott replaced him, and he got the third, his first goal since that injury. Barnett this time knocking over the top, and again a great finish by Marriott, one-on-one with the keeper, who teamed the ball beautifully and slotted it into the bottom left corner with power and accuracy. And Wrexham, who were enjoying hearing that Wycombe had gone behind to a Reading penalty, were able to celebrate. It was all very reminiscent of Forest Green last season, where the other results were going our way, as you hear the Burton fans booing the referee. I mean, he should have put McLean in the first half. He should have given a handball against Brunt in midfield in the first half, and they were both quite soon after the red card, which I think made Burton's fans really feel that life was against them. And certainly Gary Bowyer, their manager, was livid. But the red card and the penalty, especially having been able to see them, the replays of them, are definitely correct decisions. And they were things which really determined matters. So Wrexham, a fabulous day, a dominant performance against a 10-man side whose heart and spirit were utterly outstanding. I mean, you really couldn't ask for more from Burton. They dug in, they took it late, they got deep into the game, but in the end, once they'd gone behind, there was really nothing else that they could do about it, and Wrexham end up winning emphatically. We had to be patient at times. We built well through the middle of the pitch though, and we got our reward. And credit to Phil Parkinson as well, who lost Jay Rodriguez early. We assumed to injury, he had to come off. Fletcher came on early and he made a big impact on the game. But then at half-time, Parkinson deciding to be bold against 10 men, brought on Barnett for McLean, which meant you had Barnett and Longman on the flanks, and they caused problems. Got a steady flow of service into the box, and he brought Elliot Lee on. Good to see Barnett and Lee able to get decent amounts of time on the pitch, and ultimately they both did well, and Wrexham enjoy a fantastic day. And it's only like 2:30, so we can go out and sunbathe for a while as well. Brilliant stuff for Wrexham. Results go our way, and we take a big step forwards towards that dream of back-to-back promotion. With a final score of Wrexham 3, Burton Albion 0. I'm Mark Griffiths. Oh, and I've been, of course, with Mia Roberts and Andy Morrell. How can I forget them? From Wrexham AFC. I think I know what cable is doing that, everybody. I know what cable's doing that, and it'll be made to suffer. Happy Saturday, everyone.